Live from the Low-Key studio for this Thursday, the 3rd of July, it's Back Pocket. Brought to you as always by our slick and slinky Back Pocketeer patrons. This week starring Gus Ronald.
In 2 weeks. I can't do a Trump.
I thought that was Italian.
Yeah.
Gus. Hey.
Peter Burns.
Josh. He doesn't have that button anymore.
Ruby Innes.
Everyone be quiet, including
Everyone
me.
shut up, shut up, shut up. Thank you.
And special guest, Chloe Appleby.
We get a thumbs up, all right?
Yeah. Zoom in on every... Oh, no!
And behind the scenes, it's Josh, Will, Adele, and Mackenzie. Now, my mum just asked if I'm going to get the sausages for dinner, so I'll have to reply to her.
Please don't interrupt the sound.
Sorry.
Hello, and welcome to Back Pocket Chat. Thank you
You're
so
both
much for joining us.
Slouch.
I don't want to slouch.
Sit higher.
I don't have gamer posture. I don't want to... Whoa. Wow.
We should
That's
whittle.
a lot of space.
Good start.
I'm by myself on this side.
I'm sorry we're so tall. I'm sorry we're so tall. We're the tallest people in the world.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Hi, we run the show now.
Yeah.
Bye, Pete.
Welcome to the Chloe and Scotty show.
We rehearsed this, and this is a hot
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah, we rehearsed all of this. This is all
Yep.
happening
This
as it
worked
should
perfectly.
Scotty, what do
Yeah.
you think? You're so right, Diva.
be. No, she's so true. Thank you, Chad, for joining us this week on the
Are you actually going to move her?
Nonchalant. In he goes.
Beautiful.
Continue.
This week on the show, we sought fact from fiction with a brand new game, Truth News Week, and we chat about what we've been watching in dark rooms on other.
You're not well. It's okay.
Dude, what about it?
Do you want to go again from Truth News Seek instead of Week?
Did I say week?
Yeah.
Fuck. We sought fact from fiction with a brand new game, Truth News Seek, and we chat about what we've been watching in dark rooms with on other screens. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, I could have kissed her.
Oh, you're so close.
And we're joined by Chloe Appleby.
Hey.
Hello, you're
Hi.
here.
I'm back.
You're back.
back.
If
Fourth
you-
time.
Fourth time. That's right. You can't get rid of me.
Fifth time you get a jacket.
Do I?
I reckon.
Yeah.
Or like a robe. of
You can
some
wear
sort.
his denim jacket.
What?
You can have my denim jacket.
Watch you not invite me back because the jacket thing.
No, I
we
want to
can't-
make the jacket
You're gonna make the
specifically.
jacket?
We'll have you back next week. Just
okay,
for jacket.
good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Just for jacket.
just
Just
for
for
jacket.
jacket.
Do
Just
I-
a jacket.
Do I leave and come back now?
That doesn't count.
Aw.
But yeah,
No,
next
it
week.
has to be like a one-time.
Okay.
Like,
You're
like
so-
you're
you're
on
so
the show.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Date.
I'm looking
Friend
forward to
of
my
the show
jacket
now,
now.
I guess we'd say. We say
Oh.
that to anyone who's been on the show once. So we need a new classification for someone who's
Family.
Bestie of the
Family.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, not family.
family.
I don't
Hey,
mean
when
that as
you're-
an insult, but like,
When you're a
I
back,
don't want you at my birthday party, for example.
Hey, when you're a back pocket,
Listen,
you're family.
I thought
And
that
Olive
you had
Garden.
no
Olive
friends
Garden.
coming to your
Olive Garden.
birthday party, so I
always think
came
about
on.
Olive Garden.
You keep bringing this up.
okay.
It's funny. It's funny as hell.
It's so funny.
Because
I
like the
thought
two
you were
sides
alone.
of it are Pete insists that you invited himself to his birthday party and
Which is true.
you offered to come climb with him. No, not even. You offered your
Husband.
husband to come climb with him because you were under the impression that he was going alone on his birthday. Both are funny.
And both things are true.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
rocked up and I was like, "Oh, there's so many people here. That's crazy."
Peter's a popular
Look
guy.
at this piece.
We look like a serious.
This
we look
guy's
like
got mates.
Afterwards, we looked like a serious bunch. We taped our hands up. We were bleeding. We were so bad at climbing.
You're bleeding.
Yeah, remember? We
Do you
were
remember me climbing every single rock and not bleeding?
I
That's
do.
true.
Yeah,
You
you
were
were the
pro.
best
I was
at
You
it.
were
I was
swinging
the
backwards. You were
best
doing
at
the
it.
Tom Cruise thing.
Yeah, I was.
All
I
of
did
that.
a flip.
Should we quickly shout out Jax Frost as Alt Games was so good? Alt
Hey.
Games has
You
happened since you were
came.
last on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really good.
It was really good.
Yeah,
It was really good.
It happened again. Don't worry.
As the person who put it together, what
That's
was
me.
your favorite part of doing it?
Finishing it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
The whole thing, actually, the best bit was people coming up and being like, the community that has been created from this, and I just feel a sense of belonging, and I'm able to get make friends and get some feedback. That was the most important thing.
Well, you joke that it's the feeling when it's over, but that is where it's the culmination of all the things that went really well. And it went really, really well.
Really well. Someone made a dance.
Someone made a dance?
An old games dance?
There's an old game dance
Show
out
us.
there.
Demonstrate
I can't
this
do
for
it.
us.
Josh, play some music.
No, I can't do the dance. No.
He doesn't
Can we
do
get some
things.
royalty-free music, please?
Please, demonstrate.
Wait, she's going to provide her own music and do the dance. Not in... This is a confident thing to be doing
Awesome.
with no music, not rehearsed.
That was an A?
That was an A.
And there are other letters.
They're like, alt,
L.
alt.
T.
People are so creative, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Beautiful. Everybody's so
To
creative.
their detriment.
I'm also like, the music still never came.
Can you come down from the giddy highs? Of
Yeah,
there
why
was-
didn't you play music, Josh?
It's
I
okay.
wanted to see it without music.
That's fair.
Now
We'll
the
put it
audience
in
can put their
post. We'll
own
fix it in
music
post.
in.
It went really well.
Yeah, it
and now
did.
you're back doing your more regular powerhouse
Powerhousey
stuff,
things,
but teeing
yeah.
up potentially another one next year, and there's other stuff gaming-centric coming in the future.
Sure is.
Name it.
Confident. Name it all.
Maybe.
No, yeah. I mean, we've been collecting a lot of like lost media as
Okay.
well. My favorite one, which we have just recently got into the collection, it's called Pokemon Park 2000. I don't know. You'll love this. The the first Pokemon World Championship was held in Sydney during the same time as the Olympic Games.
Get out.
Yeah, not even joking. The first one,
Interesting.
and it
Okay.
was they used the Nintendo 64 Pokemon Stadium.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
They had a pirate ship at one point, and it was two pirate ships. One was Team Rocket, and the other one was like the good guys, and they had cannon battles in the harbour.
Holy
So
shit.
we've actually managed to acquire not the ship, but we've got
A photo.
Did someone film this
there's-
thing? You'd hope so.
No, because
it's
all the
lost-
cameras
it's-
in Sydney
there's-
were at Homebush.
We're
there
trained
is-
on Kathy.
There's like it's like in a Spanish magazine, a very blurry photo
Amazing.
of this thing, but like I can't find any videos of it of the
Wow.
ship. But there is in the collection we've got a binder featuring 9 Pikachus in different languages, which is a symbolism of unity from the Olympic Games. Yeah, it rocks.
So there was
Cool.
Sid,
Yeah.
Ollie, Millie, and
Pikachu.
Yeah,
Pikachu as
Pikachu.
well. It's a
Pikachu.
massive
Yeah.
of it.
kind of insane.
A call out to our audience and extended family and friends. If you went along to the Pokemon World Champions,
Pokemon Park
Lesser of
2000.
two evils in the chat. Holy shit, I went to that.
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
You got
filmed
any
it
family
on
photos
your,
from there?
and you filmed it on a Sony very handy cam, or your parents did. Send the footage in. Chloe needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like any media you have around games or things that you're willing to donate, let me know.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Things that people think are lost. Because everyone
Yeah.
does that, like going to a record swap meet. They're like, I have a Beatles album. And this is like
Yeah.
me going, I have a Wii. Do you need
Yeah,
this?
do you
And
need
it's
this?
like,
Exactly.
no, we've got enough Wiis.
Me.
I'm sure you've got enough.
I was gonna say something like I don't want to say it. Like I want the Wii.
You just said it.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
And you did the hand
Clip
thing too,
that.
but that wasn't necessary either.
Clip
And now
that.
that's on the
I want
internet.
the Wii.
I want the Wii.
I want the Wii.
I want the Wii.
Exciting. So you're taking the salvos slash Vinnies of
That's
video
so fucking
games.
crazy to say.
Of video game
Sure.
history.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm.
Your
yours-
bosses know you're here, right?
They're watching now. aren't
Yeah,
they?
they do. No, they don't.
But without any of the religious connotations.
Religious?
Yeah, salvos.
I'm not religious.
Good.
Great.
Don't use
anyway,
those
I
donated
thought the
Wiis.
powerhouse was the powerful house of Jesus.
Praise be to-
I'm not. I can't speak anymore.
The powerful house of the Lord.
Hi, Josh.
Speaking of the Lord,
Hello.
actually, speaking of all things religious, and Liz pointed out before in the chat, asked what's on my shirt. I need you to remind me, this is a shirt of me as a me, speaking of the we, with he has last place. And I've got a little sort of a religious halo
He
above
hath
my head.
risen.
Josh, remind me and everyone at home, this is a parody of you on a t-shirt?
Not me on a t-shirt.
No, you had a t-shirt.
I had a t-shirt in my younger days,
Yep.
where it was a me of Jesus,
Jesus me.
a Jesus me, and it said "He saved me" and John 3:16 underneath it.
Oh.
So good.
And we showed the photo. I don't know.
We
what
did look
is.
at it, and then the wonderful Coastal City put this design together, and I popped it on a t-shirt because I love it so much.
That's so good.
You kids
love
like
him and all
Halo?
up.
You know who else had a Halo? The Lord.
Lord.
But
Why
yeah.
did you do Hunger Games?
I know a couple of hand symbols. I probably shouldn't do
You
any of
shouldn't
them.
do any of them.
What is Bro
There's no
doing?
gang affiliation at Back Pocket.
This can be a fun cruisy one. We have someone we know well and just did a gang symbol by all accounts.
Oh, I did a Shuckers.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
But
Don't
on
about
different
it.
angles, it can
She's
look
just
weird.
been at the beach, Matt.
All right, cool.
Yeah, don't worry about it, mate.
Shackers Wackers.
Yeah.
But we've got a new game we're going to try out for the first time on the show. Last time we did that, it worked out a treat.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to talk about some on-the-screen stuff because we've all seen some new stuff, some newish stuff.
Very new.
New,
It's all new. It's all new.
It's all new. It's all new.
I got
New-
scared when
It's
you
all
asked
new
me
and interesting.
about what have you been watching. I haven't watched shit.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know
that's why,
anything.
you know,
I don't
it
know
extends to, obviously there's like film and television coming out all the time, but like YouTube channel that you've been
Oh, I can tell you all about my
deep dive
TikTok.
into?
What TikTok?
I don't care about your
I don't
TikTok.
think this
Yeah.
segment will ever devolve to what have you doom scrolled and can you look it up for me by
I'll just-
going?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just
just wait a
10 minutes of me
Yeah.
showing my crazy
just that.
TikTok.
We josh it.
Yeah.
We just
Have
hold
you
the
seen
phone
this
up. and go,
TikTok POV? You got a monkey. it's this guy's got a monkey, but that monkey's crazy.
They're crazy.
Have you seen?
Yeah.
My point is that it's going to be an entertaining and fun and informative episode of Back Pocket after we go through the news. So let's do that.
Is that a gang
first.
sign?
That's the fourth one. A little bit back.
A little bit back up. Oh no, you died.
I died. I've risen again.
I should have never let you out of the orb. It's too dangerous.
I still don't know what that's about, and I'm too scared to ask at this
And that's
stage.
the best part.
That's the best part. This is also could be the best part. It's a little bit of backup. It's brought to us by the Rehearsal. My God.
Someone
I
knows
haven't
it's a
said
case
that
of beer.
in years. Peter, you're pointing out that people used to leave their mobile phones on during, what, television shoots?
Records, yeah.
Just records?
The two young people on the couches have no idea what that sound
I
was.
was
by the
going to
way.
ask. Wait,
Wait, you don't know?
fuck off.
What is
How old are
this?
you?
Fuck off.
You don't.
I thought you're.
No,
What do you do?
You don't have to. You don't have to tell the audience. But you have to tell me.
Well, okay. While they
shit!
while they do that,
young.
I'm gonna kill him
okay,
on
hang on.
camera.
Before we
You
even
should
get into it,
both
Josh, I'll get to
know.
this. Josh, I'll get to this.
Yeah,
We
okay.
will play the game Reese plays where we pick a sound and we
right.
get a
You
sound
wanna do
play.
that
No.
first?
And we will try and guess what it is. Before we do that,
No,
bonus
I meant
round.
to know what it is.
Yeah.
This sound, you genuinely were telling me you do not know what this is.
I
Josh,
thought
play
you-
it one more time, please.
It broke.
It's got nothing to do with video games.
Anyone
is it
upstairs
Morse code?
left of Josh know what that
Ancient
sound is?
fuck.
Just
Funky
nod
noise.
or shake.
We,
Okay,
They all know.
three
upstairs,
nods
yeah.
upstairs, two shaky heads down here.
It sounds kind of familiar,
It sounds. Hear me out. I think it's got something to do with technology.
Okay.
but yeah,
It's powerhouse.
I think it's I don't know.
believe
It's giving phone.
It is fun.
It is fun.
It is
Oh,
phone.
is it Snake?
It's not. Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, it sounds like
Snake.
Snake though.
It's Snake.
It's Snake.
It's Snake, everyone. It's Snake.
It's the noise you get when you win
Snake.
Yeah, when he calls instead of.
Yeah.
It is the sound of putting an old mobile phone near a speaker or any form of like audio equipment. That is the interference.
Oh,
that
why
you
would
get
you
from
do
the
that?
cell
It's the
tower.
network
that sounds
interference
fucking
with
awful.
Yeah, and we used to hear it
radio
all the
Yeah.
Yeah.
time.
I like
I
Snake.
put my phone up to my ear to make a call.
Yeah.
It used to interfere with audio recording equipment and you would hear exactly that sound. So if you were in a studio scenario and the sound engineer was like, someone's phone is interfering, you'd have to turn your phone off. You couldn't just put it on silent.
Right.
It also goes longer.
I still think it should be Snake.
It could be
It
Snake.
could be Snake.
I'm gonna go hard on Snake.
It's probably Snake.
Yeah.
Some
It's
guy in the
giving
chat says
Snake.
2G, and I'm like, maybe that's what it was, because we then got to 3G.
Yeah,
so is that a 2G signal?
Probably was.
Before we
just-
used internet as
I
phone.
mean,
the way
as
the
we all
wireless
know,
works.
I'm 19.
That's
so
true.
like, how was I supposed to know?
And I'm 15.
And you're 15.
That's what
Growing-
she told me.
We gave you a beer before the show, Chloe.
They
Oh my
did.
God.
yeah.
Oh.
It's
my God,
crazy.
Okay,
And I
let's
do it again.
guess another sound, one that hopefully Reese has sent in to us. Josh, sound from the wild, take me there now, please.
Oh my God, was that the thing?
Oh,
It was like
Sounds
is this Snake?
What was it called? The like
underwater.
snakes. No, like when,
Anaconda.
what was this last rainstorm called?
Oh,
What did
the
they call
bomb
it? Bomb
cyclone?
cyclone.
You're right.
Was it the
Bomb
bomb cyclone?
Ooh.
Snake.
Snake.
Would you
that's
like it again?
Yeah, I want to hear Snake again.
Yeah,
Really crank it.
I have.
I'm with Peter. You pointed out you think it's submerged. It does sound like a mic underwater.
Is it a whale?
Yeah, it's totally the click of a blue. That's the click of a blue right there.
Oh,
Or a
there you have
humpy.
the click of a blue.
We're gonna humpy.
Okay, what's your guess? A whale?
Whale. I don't know.
Idiot.
Peter.
It's such a vicious noise.
That's
isn't it?
fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, it does sound like there's water moving, but maybe it's a river beast. It's an underwater turt.
Oh,
River beast.
I'm gonna go
turtle, perhaps.
glacier. It sounded to me like a breaking glacier.
Could be.
That sounds like a good guess, but it's not.
Let's listen to it
You're
one more time
all
and
wrong.
think glacier.
Is it a seal?
It's not.
Listen to this. Ready? And then
Is it Titanic?
There's some wind
it's
there.
definitely underwater. I heard wind.
It's probably like a fart out of an ass.
Yeah, a turtle's ass.
Yeah.
Can we see a farting turtle?
Would you like to
does
see
that
the
work?
reveal?
Let's
Please.
see a farting
No.
turtle.
Oh.
Show me to me. Oh.
It's
You
dude.
can't
worm.
be. You can't. That's snake.
That's a
No,
snake.
it was snake.
You guys are
That's a
right.
snake.
That's a snake.
You didn't give me a bing bing. When I said snake.
Can you
Worm
give Chloe
is-
a
He
big
said
rock?
whale.
Right? Oh, he's got an ornithopter.
Worm
I
is,
was
worm and
correct.
snake are different.
Worm and snake is same.
If we'd kept playing it, we would have heard the of an ornithopter.
Worm and snake.
Worm
Yeah.
and snake.
Worm is like snake,
I'm
but
so
gross.
right.
I'm assuming that was some of Reese's footage, Josh, was it?
No, I recorded that in the office this morning.
Oh my god.
This shit.
Because I couldn't use YouTube clips or anything because I need to take the music off because the music would give it away
Oh,
immediately.
that's the reason you had to play some June in the office.
I didn't.
We were all gaming
Okay.
today. Let's
What were
not
you doing
deny
before the
it.
show, Gus?
Playing COD. I play Warzone every morning with my coffee. And I win
Wait, you played COD
You
today
played
as
COD?
well?
multiple times.
He played
you
COD
played
after
Death
6
Stranding?
p.m.
Huh? And I played
Play-
some Death Stranding
Oh my
as well.
god, you really are a gamer.
I'm a gamer.
You play games all day?
Speaking
That's
of
so cool.
games, get to work. Get to work. A little bit of backup, a little bit of sad news. Perfect Dark Reboot and Everwild are now cancelled because there have been more layoffs, this time Microsoft. So yeah, unfortunately, in the video game news
getting choked
cycle,
up.
I'm getting choked up. This has become very familiar news, but Microsoft has announced massive layoffs across several Xbox studios and teams. That includes Rare and The Initiative. The Initiative, as Ruby told me before, completely gone. Rare downsized, The Initiative are gone, and they were the ones responsible for working on Everwild. In a statement, Matt Booty announced cancellations for some of its most anticipated games, including several unannounced titles, and one of them being Perfect Dark, and the other one being Everwild. Perfect Dark was a reboot that was initially announced at the Game Awards in 2020. That was being led by The Initiative through the first two games in the series. Sorry, though the first two games in the series were made by Rare back in 2000. Perfect Dark on the N64 and then Perfect Dark Zero on the Xbox 360. This reboot was set to revitalize the franchise with modern gameplay mechanics and a new story that would have seen Agent Joanna Dark navigating the world where mega corporations conceal dangerous secrets amidst efforts to restore ecological balance. And the other cancelled title was Everwild. It was a new IP. It was being developed by Rare, initially announced in 2019. Only a few details were known about this, and the reports were saying it was going to be a third-person adventure game that might not have any combat, and it would have more of a kind of Viva Pinata gameplay mechanic. So both games that I can say I reckon we were looking forward to here.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to Perfect Dark. I love that series, and I love Rare games. Whether or not the people there were some of the team that worked on some of the early stuff, I do not know. This looked beautiful as well. Layoffs suck, especially in the face of record profits for Microsoft, which is always a very difficult thing to understand. I don't know what they're using to justify that, but again, some probably very talented people no longer working to make some very cool looking games. Yeah, everyone here was probably looking forward to playing one of those games, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like as you mentioned with you know, who was leaving Rare, Greg Males, who's been with Rare for about 35 years.
Okay.
It's director of Banjo-Kazooie and Sea of Thieves, also left. It was like according to anonymous sources who talked to Video Games Chronicle, and it was unclear as to whether he was part of the layoffs or left of his own volition. But like, I think he was like the last like long-running person at Rare to still be at the studio currently.
Yeah.
What do you think comes first in the sense of those games are cancelled, or the work on those games are cancelled because the people are gone? Was the decision probably made, and this is all speculation here, but like those games we're gonna stop making them because we don't think they have a future, or there's no like. Surely, if they thought the Perfect Dark series or this other game Everwild had the sort of like merit to be made into a game eventually, you would look at finding other people to work on it. Or is that IP gone with that team when they leave? I don't know. What do we think in that case? Because why are they just ditching Perfect Dark? Surely they're like, we'll put this on the burn and we'll come back to this.
I feel like it's the sort of thing. I mean, from my perspective at least, I feel like it's never really about the quality of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And there's also like, I don't think Microsoft, they're just sitting on so much cash that like there's not really a sunk cost fallacy issue for them. They don't go, oh, we've already spent, let's say $150 million making Perfect Dark. They would spend another $100 million marketing it globally. And so they're like, fuck that. Like, we're okay burning $150 million. Like, it doesn't matter to us. What's, I guess, interesting to me is like, you think that these investments that they've been making, like layoffs happen all the time after major companies acquire other large companies. Always happens. It's always going to happen. No matter what Phil Spencer said, like it was always coming, and everyone knew it. This is quite an extreme cutback, but you invest that much money in a thing when you're making a long-term play, and this just, I don't understand the numbers. I'm not looking at their books. I know that Microsoft make more money selling Windows than they do off their Xbox division.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not just like you look at how successful Xbox is doing in any given calendar year. Microsoft are looking at their business as a whole, but it just feels like a weird choice to delete. Years worth of work from creative teams when you've made all these massive investments. So what have you got to show for it? Just COD forever? That's kind of disappointing.
Well, that's what's really interesting is like I read, I had to get it up to remember it, but I read an article this morning by Christopher Dring at the Game Business called "The Xbox We Knew Is Dead," and is really fascinating, kind of looking at like the start of Xbox's acquisitions, where a lot of smaller studios that very much relied on going publisher to publisher to get their games out or to have their stuff crowdfunded and whatnot, like Double Fine, for example. Like in the early days, a lot of it was these like studios that were making really interesting games that you weren't seeing just churned out like any old thing. And there was a period where so much cool stuff was coming out of Xbox due to the studios that it was acquiring. And then they went for some bigger acquisitions and seemingly, I can't say for sure, I don't freaking work there, but like seemingly from an outsider's perspective, it looks like they just went, okay, these were the things that we spent the big money on, so we should kind of just focus as much as we can on those only. Like it's from where I'm sitting, Bethesda and Activision.
Well, and you're right. Originality doesn't mean that you're safe from those cuts or from you have been brought into the safety net of the Microsoft family or whatever the acquisition was. But Hi-Fi Rush, all those examples, games that are like successful, super creative, it doesn't assure you safety within that. What probably does, unfortunately, and this was something that everyone could have pointed out when it was happening, is your Activisions, is your Bethesdas, are your large properties that get brought in. They're the ones that they will continue to go, well, how can we just continue to milk these much large, higher earning? But then at the same time, these companies are making the most money off their services, off things like Windows, off Game Pass, off that. Like the actual, I'm sure the sort of comparison of what they're making from games being published is just, even though it's a big number, it's nothing in comparison often. Your Sony's losing shitloads of money on Concord is actually a drop in the ocean for what they're actually making. So it feels unfair, but it's actually, it is unfair, I should say. But it's comparatively, it's not as dramatic financially for them because they are such big dogs.
I just remember the year of Luigi being the worst year for Nintendo ever. Yep. The worst year, the year of Luigi. And sad because I do love Luigi, but it was the worst year for Nintendo. And the way they followed that up was like the executives hanging their heads in shame and taking a pay cut. And that avoided what could have been a series of mass layoffs.
I guess also owning their mistake as well. I
Exactly.
think That's part of it.
Sorry.
Jesus, your nails are sharp.
Yeah, but like, but you don't see that anymore. And it, like, I mean,
mean, that's a very
executives,
that's a very
hang your heads
Nintendo-
in shame.
That's a
Yeah.
very
Take a pay
Nintendo.
cut.
Yeah. kind
Yeah,
of
but they
mantra
don't see
thing.
this as like. I don't imagine they see this as a failure. They see this as a business success.
Exactly.
They've just saved their company $1 billion, and that's
And they're strategizing growth, so it's fine.
they're strategizing growth. Like
In the best year. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
And you
it seems to be
mentioned-
quite cyclical because like Xbox has the amount of truth behind this statement is like it fluctuates, but Xbox has been for Microsoft in the past a positive marketing strategy. You go, we understand that like Windows isn't a sexy product, it's just a ubiquitous product, and that everyone hates Bill Gates, but now we're making video games and like it's this like
fun.
American fun machine. And that was cool, and it was just like cool. And they're just burning fucking cash on this marketing strategy of video games, and it became successful enough that it's an arm of the business. You know, it's a significant arm of the business, but it's not massive. But they go through cycles of being like, you receive the positive, like public positivity from just building up a brand and then doing the Xbox One and killing it, and then spending time like trying to win that positivity back, and you know, putting people like Phil Spencer at the helm, who people respect, and you know, like you get to an executive level, you're walking the company rope no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Game
matter
Pass
how-
comes out. There's a lot of positivity. They're in a position now where there's actually like reasonably positive sentiment around Xbox as an idea.
It is a good value
that they
product
they
can
probably like.
market.
Oh, we can afford to tarnish the brand a little bit by just making some aggressive plays.
I guess it's how long does the Phil Spencer, it doesn't matter how many cool t-shirts you wear and how often you say we are supporting gamers and gamers first, and like it is not, there's towing the company line and there's also spouting the stuff that
Yeah.
it sounds good when
then
it's
eating
put
your
into
words.
a state of play or whatever. Sorry, not state of play. What do you call it? The thing they do. The
The games
Xbox
Xbox
Showcase.
showcase.
Like
yeah.
they can just keep doing that. I guess how much is the audience savvy enough to be like, this is bullshit now. You
Yeah.
keep saying this and you've
think-
been at odds. But you're right, it fluctuates, and that's really what
Yeah.
we'll continue to
It really
see.
came to light too when Xbox, particularly Xbox ID, used AI art to help promote indie games, and you're like, well, it's just going against the one thing that the whole thing stands against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, from there, it just feels like it's just been shown more and more how against
in,
they
in
are.
marketing,
Yeah.
arguably your most creative output. Like, and it's not to say that the other things aren't creative, but ID at Xbox was kind of their way of harnessing goodwill.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because they were giving these smaller devs a chance to kind of get their shit out there, and that's awesome. But like, it's like, oh, here's this cool art we're doing.
And it's very clearly AI, but like, there's so many good people at ID at Xbox, so it's just sad
God,
to
yeah.
see that.
Yeah. And particularly because like it would be cheaper to pay an artist, a really
my
good
God,
artist.
Yeah.
But they have Microsoft have an AI team. They're building AI engines. They're building AI tools. Like I'm sure there's just this homogenization of the business happening. It's like we make this product, so Xbox division should be using this product.
Oh,
All that
there's
stuff
no
is happening
doubt
everywhere.
in the world that there's probably at least a little bit or a lot of bit of a push for Microsoft's AI to seep further and further into the game side of things.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are no surprises there.
Yeah.
Well, if this is another trough, maybe there'll be a peak coming soon. I don't know what they're going to do to try and, like, from the gaming perspective, win some favor back. But yeah, in the meantime, a lot of people lost their jobs, couple of good games, and I'm sure some others that were unmentioned there as well aren't going to happen either. But
Yeah.
Perfect Dark, one day.
One day.
One day.
One day.
But that's the sad news. The good news is we have another segment. It's what we all be playing.
What be?
What be?
What be?
What be?
What be or not what be? That is the question. And it was also brought to us by Nicrotex. Thank you. It was Shakespeare, William,
Who's that? What's that?
Bill.
Billy,
Old Bill
Billy
Shakespeare.
Shake It Twice.
Really?
What we've been playing is a segment where we talk about what we've been playing is brought to us by Nigrotex. Thank you, Nigrotex, for supporting the show. For Nigrotex's sponsored segment, we're going to play a little bit of a Pocket Pals game called Screenshot in the Dark. You're about to see a sequence of screenshots, each more obtuse, less obtuse than the one before it. You get more points if you guess the game early based on the screenshot. You only get one guess, and then you're out. So you want to jump
locking in.
Scream your name as
the
your
points
buzzer.
mean nothing, by the way. Let's see it.
That means something to me. Wait, do I say my name?
Scream your name as your buzzer. If you're...
Surely you recognize this. That mush of blue and a little bit of red.
Oh, it's like stuff.
Yeah, it's like the blue
Yeah.
mush game.
Oh, yep. No, yeah.
Oh, Gus.
No way.
Death Stranding 2.
2.
No.
Oh, no!
You got farted on.
Peter, Death Stranding 1!
Oh,
It feels good.
shit followed by a fart. Ooh.
What is that nonsense?
They're getting harder now.
They're getting
How are they getting harder?
No, just in
Oh, I
general.
know.
Oh,
This is-
Chloe. It's that new Assassin's Creed game that's based in Japan. No?
No, soon to defeat.
I think it's...
Oh, Peter.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Ruby.
Yeah,
Is it Sekiro?
sure is.
Which one?
Shadows Die. It's the only one.
There's
But it's
only
got a-
one.
It's got a subtitle.
Alright,
Sekiro
alright.
Shadows Die Twice?
That's it.
Oh, true.
I forgot about that whole subheader on that one.
I thought it was just Sekiro.
All the cool kids just call it Seki.
I didn't second know.
Moving on.
Please.
That was a crazy mouth.
Thank
thing
you.
you did.
I
That
love
was
to make
cool.
crazy mouths.
Can we get a wide shot of the crazy mouth, please?
Hold on.
Performance anxiety.
Yeah, I'm shy.
Thank you. Can we get her spitting out the word show day?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
We can't force those gifts. They
I
happen
just
naturally.
did.
You just did.
And Chloe's dance before is definitely going to be one
That's
of them.
true.
What we've been playing is a segment where we talk about what we've been playing, and Gus, you're going to kick us off
am
today with the
in-
game you've been playing.
Indeed. I have been playing Ruffy and the Riverside. This is a game I've had my own for a while. It is a old school 3D platformer that I've written here. Hand draws its inspiration. A little pun there. From the likes of games like Banjo-Kazooie, Croc, all those retro mascot exploration collectathons from back in the day. In it, you play a bear called Ruffy who looks a bit more like an Ewok. And you must restore his world using the swap power, where you solve puzzles, you leap around the world, you collect a whole bunch of contrived MacGuffins to go from one stage to the next. I have been hanging out to play this for a while. I saw it, I think, on Twitter back when it was still Twitter. And I saw a little development build of it and was like, this looks wild.
You played the demo of this one as well.
We did play the demo. We played it as part of the Steam Next Fest a few months ago, and it is, I love this chaotic, colorful look. It combines a whole bunch of art styles, which I like things unified, so I'm surprised how much I still like this being an absolute sort of mess of a design. And it's full of colorful characters, lots of distractions around the world. The main song is still a bop. It is fantastic. Every time I hear it in the main menu, when it pops up in the game from time to time, this weird, cool, like,
What
I
does
can't
it
even
sound
describe it.
Yeah, you're going to have to
Do
make
it.
it sound.
Oh, yeah.
It feels
That's
a little,
actually pretty spot on.
Oh, yeah.
It feels a little culturally inappropriate for you to do that. Actually.
It might be. It's a really good song, and it was part of all the marketing, and they just kept playing it, and it is still a really good song. That's all the fun stuff. However, I feel like I've been catfished. I don't know if that's the right term. I feel like I've been deceived a little bit because we played the demo of this game, and the demo was incredibly straightforward. It was collect stars, open doors, complete platforming stages, rinse and repeat. The main character in the demo even says, collect stars to go to different levels. It's as simple as that. And then disappears. This game has almost an hour of expositional, overwritten explanation of the story at the start of the game before you do anything fun. Like an hour in a kid's kind of colorful, fun platformer. It is so overwritten, it is wild. The contrivances to pull some like over fantastical story together. I'm not just being a grumpy old man. I love that stuff. But it is so confusing and so weirdly delivered at the beginning of the game. I genuinely was like, am I having a stroke? What is happening here? I won't explain it to you guys, but it is just bonkers, and not in a fun way of like, Gruntilda has taken your sister and...
Oh.
This bit's
See,
still
the way
good.
you described it, I thought it was going to be like the Scat Man.
It kind of sounds like it a little bit.
Ski,
Yeah, it's a real negative. It's a genuine criticism that the game really starts in a clunky manner and takes forever to get into any of the fun that this game has, because there is fun in this game. It is still enjoyable. It just took a long time to get there. Once you do push through, as I said, it's good fun. It is more puzzler than platformer. There are way more puzzles than I thought in it, and they range from being slightly tricky to like annoyingly just brute force them. That's mainly due to the fact that the swap mechanic, where you can change textures to, for instance, you can see a vine, you can take the vine texture, and then you see a waterfall, and you throw the vine texture on that, and it turns water into vine. Very religious.
Oh, bless, it's your shirt.
And you can climb it. That seems like something that is like game-breakingly amazing. It only works in specific scenarios, and often just by only being where it would work sometimes, it doesn't work in other places. So you do have to then frustratingly just like brute force through that puzzle, which is not clever. Some of them are okay, but it's not, you know, there's no real head scratches in it. Overall, I think your enjoyment of this game will depend entirely on your it'll depend on how much nostalgia you have for this kind of era and for these kind of games. I'm happy to say I'm still going back to it in short bursts and enjoying the platforming sections I can find and just doing one little objective at a time. But yeah, it just gets off to a really, really bad start, which is
Like a bad
unfortunate.
start or a slow start?
It's a bad start. It is awkwardly explained, and again, it just sounds like I'm like, oh, Gus doesn't like story. No, I love it, but in this sense, it is like 3 different stories happening at once, and it's all being explained to you time after time, and you're like, I get it, and I don't need this told to me. Just let me go and enjoy it. Yeah, other than that, I'm playing it on Switch 2 currently. It's not optimized for Switch 2, so it's a little janky, but it's performing really well on PC apparently. And yeah, I every time I run around as a 2D sprite in this 3D world, and that song kicks in, I'm like, this does feel cool. So yeah, it might not be the Banjo-Kazooie game that I thought it was.
Yeah.
I would say that's on me for judging it before I played it.
the
But
music's
the
so
demo, I went back and played the demo. I thought I might have been Bernstein bearing it. I went back and played the demo, and I was like, I knew it. This was selling me on a different game.
It's actually
And
Berenstein Bear.
That's it.
Thank you.
Mandela Bear. Yeah, so I think this is fun, but just don't use the demo as the sort of measuring stick of what you think this game is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a kid's game either though. Like I know it's childlike and all. It's kind of like
yeah,
fun animation.
apparently there's a really deep story in it.
Yeah, it goes for an hour.
Yeah.
It's not for kids.
It's can't read.
Do you want?
Tell me the whole story.
Your adopted father is sad when a mole appears and tells you that you are now the chosen one and you have to go to the beach to find a marble. He then lets you leave and you head down to the beach where you don't find the marble, but you find a picture of a marble that you can put into the sniffing machine that will then look for the marbles around the world. By doing that, a giant Rubik's Cube comes out of the sky and says, haha, I am the ancient Gronk. I put that picture of a marble there so you would use your machine to find it. Now I can go and find all the marbles. It runs around the world and sucks up all the power marbles around the world, which are actually what causes the giant sign that says Riverside, like a Hollywood sign, to explode, sending all the letters around the world. Those letters were connected to the Earth, the power core in the center of the Earth, and by losing the letters, the Earth core is now sad, and I need to now go and find all the marbles and the letters, because the Earth core is connected to the letters, and the letters are connected to the Earth core.
Like it was very well explained by the video game. Because
Yeah, that took me
sunk in.
3 minutes. The game took an hour and a half.
That's
Sometimes you need an hour and a half to do
Don't
that.
defend it. It's badly done. It's badly done, Peter. I know it's a bit, but it's badly done.
Ruby, quick question. Would you mind saying turning water into vine as Nosferatu?
Oh yeah, please.
What?
Turning water into wine as Nosferatu?
But into Vine.
Yeah.
Turning water into wine.
God, is that Nosferatu?
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
It's Nosferatu in the room.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's still a cute game. Oh, come on, someone have something creative to throw back at me about
I don't know.
this.
You just shat on it so hard that I don't,
No,
and said that it sucks. So I don't really have any questions about it.
I think the art
'Cause I
style
was like-
is lovely.
Yeah, I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love his idle movement. I still think that's so freaking cool.
2 reviews said they don't know what he's doing with his hands as he just goes.
He's
It's just-
bopping along
bopping.
to
He's dancing.
He is. He's bopping.
styling.
Oh,
You're like,
it's shitting on it again. He makes a little noise every time you press jump and sprint, and it's and it's genuinely like you need to be up, please. I wrote a note. It just says shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, and it is like I love everything that's going on, but it's like
Oh, he's just he's the chosen one. You can't talk about him like
that's
that.
true. That's very true, but it's maddening.
I respect when games have the option to turn voice down,
Yeah.
turn dialogue audio down, because I had to do that for Fantasy Life.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
I think Oliver came in at one point and was just like, "Hey, I don't know how much longer I can take that." And
we
I'm
need
like,
to talk.
yeah.
"Yeah,
Keep the music turned up, but I don't think you can turn down the noise he makes. Josh, you can turn it up right now, and you can hear every time he jumps. Just as an example, please.
Jump once.
is that him giggling?"
I mean, now I just sound like
This seems very bearable to
It's
me.
just it's very silent.
Seems very
He sounds like a
bearable.
funny
And
little
what
guy.
a beautifully detailed open world to explore.
that is.
With lots of platforming.
Yeah.
It totally is.
What does the coins do?
There's not much platforming. You buy new capes.
Nice.
No, there's some cool mini games. That's the one thing that feels very nostalgic and very N64 days. There's
Is that your
heaps of
adopted
minigames.
dad?
No, that's the mole that tells too much of the story.
Oh, okay.
I was like considering that the what you just showed us in terms of the voice lines was so
It
mild.
wasn't very much.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it kind of made it feel like you're on a date and just as you sit down, your date slaps you in the face, but then goes on with the date and acted like nothing ever happened, but
Yeah.
you're still thinking about
But I
that
was like,
slap.
so
So
everyone
everything
saw
else
that,
is pissing
right?
you
Yeah.
off.
Maybe you did have a stroke.
Yeah, I did.
And this
yeah,
doesn't seem like the kind of game you'd have a stroke to. It's very cute.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a messy, cool, cute. But yeah, that's Ruffy in the Riverside. It's good fun.
Yeah, cool.
It's good fun.
It is good fun. The story sucks and takes an hour to
Yeah.
get through.
Okay.
Different
Great
parts.
game. I hated it.
I thought it was the worst game I ever played. You should play it.
Ruby, you
I-
hated your game too.
Unfortunately.
Really? Oh my god, do tell. Pray tell.
Well, okay, no, there's good and bad.
Yeah, like mine.
So I played Date Everything. And Date Everything is a sandbox dating simulator developed by Sassy Chap Games, where you're given the opportunity to quote unquote date the various pieces of furniture and bearings of your house using a stolen piece of prototype tech made by the company you got laid off from after your first date.
Microsoft.
So the characters in this game are all very beautifully designed, as you can see. They're beautiful to look at, but also each one very much matches their respective objects in very creative ways. It's also a very impressive feat to have so many voice actors in one little game. The whole game is voice acted in its entirety. And there's, I think, either exactly or over 100 characters that you can date.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty sure all of them, or pretty much all of them, have their own voice actor.
Wow, so there's not even any
it's-
Nolan North doing 84.
Yeah,
of them.
I think I saw like one person doing 2 characters, but that's like the height of it.
Troy Baker is your soda stream.
So it was just no, he's
Wait, you can date your soda stream?
no, you can date
You date
Troy
everything.
Baker.
Oh, shit.
I think that's Troy Baker. I'm pretty sure he's Dorian, the door.
The door.
Fair enough.
But you got Troy Baker, Neil Newburn, Ben Starr, Felicia Day, Laura Bailey.
Oh, Ashley Johnson's in it.
Yes, Ashley Johnson.
I guess if you need them all to be one quick, small character role, then yeah, you could get a lot of people. Or,
Yeah.
cast
But
a lot,
it's
yeah.
a lot of people, and it's they do a great job, and there's a very cool system in this game called Rumor, which essentially gives you little riddles to hint at where you might find new dateable characters that you haven't found yet, which I thought was really neat. It's a good way to kind of push you in the right direction. Now, I've played I don't think I've played as many dating sims as people think I have, but I have played a few, and unfortunately, this one just didn't really do it for me for like a number of reasons. Like, first of all, you got 5 chances a day to discover characters before you get tired and go to bed. And when there's 100 to find, you kind of want to find them all as soon as you can before you decide to pursue specific ones. But when there's no visual indicator that an object might be one you've already met yet, and a lamp is the same character as the light switch, and you're not particularly interested in that character at all, it's like, well, shit, I've just wasted one of my energy having a second conversation with someone I don't really give a shit about. And the energy thing wouldn't really be a problem, but the walking speed is so slow, and you can't run, and you've got to go back up to bed each day. So it's just a bit finicky. Not too bad though, because the bed, she is very beautiful.
I've seen
She's
the bed.
very nice, but you don't want to talk to her every day if you want to try and discover
Wouldn't that
all the
make
different
life easy,
characters.
though?
If your bed was a beautiful
It
woman.
was your lover.
Yeah. She says that. Also, there have been like a handful of characters and bits of writing that I've, had a chuckle at. There's a character called Wallace. He's the wall. And all he can say is wall. And the very first conversation you have with him, you can choose to respond to him by also saying wall. And this kind of takes him back. And he gets so excited by you saying wall back to him that he confesses his love to you. And then you immediately get him as a love. You can make people love you, be your friend, or hate you. But as a whole, the writing is not really for me. It kind of felt a little bit 2010s Tumblr in its tone, which is a time in my life that I left behind a very long time ago. And I like, it kind of just felt a bit quantity over quality when it came to the actual dating sim aspect of the game. You don't really date the characters as much as you do have a few conversations with them where you say the right thing, and then they're like, okay, we're in love now. And then once you're like, quote unquote, dating them, they kind of just recycle the same few lines if you talk to them after that.
That's what I do.
It's a very cute concept with clearly a lot of love put into the character design and vocal performances. But for me, I think it just felt a little shallow in terms of the dating sim aspect, and the writing just did not really work for me. I call it less a dating sim and more a romantic collectathon.
That's kind of it, isn't it? It's totally the fact that you said there are 100
100 characters.
respectful lovers around
Yeah.
your house. And again, I just have to preface it. I can't get my head out of the idea of this is just walking around trying to fuck everything in your house and then getting tired and going to bed, and then every day going, oh, about 5 things I'm gonna try and fuck, and then
The
I'm
life
like,
of a bachelor.
but it's less to do with the like, how do you romance someone? And as you said, it's more just make friends with everything in your
Saying
house.
the right stuff and
Yeah.
talking to them all, but like there's just so many of them, and like I've accidentally talked to the same character 3 times, so I like don't.
Also,
like,
it's not even like, oh, I didn't mean to. It's like you click on that, it's like you've used that bit of energy.
you've used that bit of energy, yeah.
Thinking you're like, oh, is this, as you said, is this a light switch or is
Yeah.
something? And it's the same lamp.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point, the collectathonness of it, because the interesting thing about a dating sim is you typically have these like character archetypes, and you're choosing someone usually that you would as yourself like pursue in real life. So like there's probably 1 or 2 that you're usually picking between out of 6 or 7.
Yeah.
As opposed to like and then pursuing in depth and going on multiple dates and
being torn between, like, I do really like 2 out of the 6 here or 3 out of them, and having to make that choice.
and like the same like mechanics are usually involved of like you've only got X amount of hours in a day, and do I buy I can only afford a gift, who do I get the gift for, that kind of thing.
And I think it's where other dating sims kind of thrive, is not having that many options means that you can put more attention into the writing and stories and experiences that you have with the character into it. Because, for example, you're only working with like 4 or 5 characters, and they all have really, really different things that they want to go and do with you. And it's like, I think it feels, there are beautiful things about it, but it feels a bit gimmicky.
Well, I don't think that currently, like, I don't love dating games, but I appreciate unique ones over the silly ones. And I think starting off in dating games getting quite famous early on with you had a full boyfriends and stuff like that. It's like, I can't believe that's the thing people like. But the silly dating genre is the silly dating game is its almost own genre now. And I think this feels more like it's trying to be a celebration of that genre, rather than being a good game or a specifically good dating game. Whereas, like, I liked, there was the one where you dated people with dogs, and, like, it's like, oh, here's a unique spin that adds a factor in there that makes the dating game feel a bit different. Yeah, here I just feel like this feels gimmicky, as you said, and it feels like it was such a silly idea from the get-go, and it never really found its time to be an interesting, considered technical game.
It felt, I think it ended up being a bit shallow, just because there's so many characters.
It's a Starfield of dating games.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like, and again, speculation, but it feels like someone just enjoyed creating fan art out of sexy versions of objects, of it's my favorite word that I can never remember. Anthropomorphizing everything in your house and getting a range of interesting voice talent.
Yeah.
Actually making the game wasn't as important as just getting all those cool resources and making a cool...
Totally.
You feel like you were catfished?
No.
Okay.
That's nice.
That's what gets like I didn't go into like I saw this game, and my first thought, as someone who's played dating sims before with a much smaller dating pool, I don't think that there's going to be that much depth to this. I think it's going to be probably a bit more tongue-in-cheek, a bit more gimmicky, and it's more like, how many things in your house can we turn into hot people?
That's it.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's so fine.
But go to DeviantArt.
Yeah.
Yeah. What in terms of the characters, because like the only other dating sim that I've played, I've seen clips of this one online, and I thought it was really well done, was the Game Grumps Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy was great.
See, Dream Daddy was
I
great.
didn't care for it.
But a lot of people
for
did,
me.
because I think they did a lot of work to that game.
And the
to
characters were actually, I don't know, fully fleshed out. Did you feel like in this one, it was very like, was it very monotone characters? Were they serving a purpose of just being hot?
I think the way that they, I feel, got away with, like, arguably having a bit of a shallow dating experience was having the characters be so visually different, because they're each representing different things in the house, and they're designed so, like, specifically to those things, and having voice actors behind them made them all feel very different. But when it came to the writing itself, like, I mean,
Can I jump in really quickly
3
and
of
ask a
them
question?
seemed like the same person.
Is the dialogue from the characters relevant to what they are in the world? Like, how much do they push and pull with that? Like, oh, the
Of course it's cool.
the pillow talks about really soft stuff all the time, or I don't know, I'm trying to come up with better
Well,
examples.
the bed-
The soda stream is really bubbly. It's like, do they do that, or is it pretty...
The bed makes the bed's all about, you know,
Wicked.
being comfy and you know.
But
nice,
do all the
soft
other
place.
characters put that in
Kinda.
there?
They all
Yeah.
have like some like
I guess if there's
very
a pun
distinct
somewhere, they'll-
archetypes. Like the light was like an influencer, I guess, because you know they love the spotlight.
Eh.
And the gym, like the weights and sports stuff. And that's the thing when you were in the little like home gym area.
Who is this?
Gus is like, I don't have
is
one of
that-
those in my house.
Actually, I love her.
Yeah, but
That's
what is she?
That's Lucinda Lavish.
She's Lavosh bread.
She's the DLC.
But what is she?
No, she is. So that okay, this is something I think is really neat about it as well.
Oh, the apps are-
is like Skylar Specs. She's the glasses that you use to see the
Yep,
furniture
yep.
become stuff. Your
Only on no one else's home.
your phone is a character.
Yeah, okay. An app is a character?
An app's a character. Like your messaging system's a character.
This person needs therapy.
the game itself is a character.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
So that they go real into it.
It's like meta, and the collectathon thing seems to be the drive of it.
I think
It's like
that's
being surprised by the next one you find.
you got to date them all. That's kind of the vibe here.
Like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Pokemon.
Best
but-
dating game ever. Hades. Hades is the greatest dating game ever.
Oh, Hades nuts.
Hades nuts.
Oh, for me,
No, I just wanted to tell you Hades. It was more of a statement, but yeah, there's a question.
no,
there.
but I'm answering.
Go for it. Do you have an answer?
I do. It's just hard because
Then say it.
like I have
Stop
two.
stalling.
I have two for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pick one and not tell us the other one.
Yeah.
No, I want to hear both because I love you so much.
I'm listening to you the most.
Yeah.
So, Doki Doki Literature Club, I think, did the best at subverting the dating sim genre, which I think is what this game was trying to do. A lot of Western dating sims do try and address dating sims by subverting it and giving you something different. Some it works, others it doesn't. I think Doki Doki did a really good job of that. But in terms of like actual dating sims, from what I've played, Karawa Shoujo was surprisingly so beautiful.
Of course, yeah.
And like was
That's okay. You don't have to justify the other two games that aren't the game we're talking about right now.
I think it helps. I was
got
gonna
so
buy.
confused. I was like,
Classic
Karawa Shoujo's
Did you
one
call me
game.
Zoe? I'm gonna kill them both.
Yeah.
I'm killing Gus and
Oh,
Peter.
look, it's just it was getting a lot of hype, this game too. So
Yeah.
like, I feel like
There's some cool things to it, but it was not for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't really enjoying it.
Far
It just
be it for me to
doesn't actually look like
speculate
a dating sim.
on how much work went into it. Obviously, a lot of work went into it, but I did see some criticism about the price as well, the price point.
Oh, it's $50 on Steam, isn't it?
For the like lavish edition.
if you want lavish.
Oh,
It's
oh, no, I know you do. You sick fuck. Sorry.
Stood to
You
his
fucking
I'm
prick.
I'm a sucker for DLC.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
Just sort of
2 duds so far. Well, I liked mine.
poo-poo to me.
All right.
Am I next?
Yeah. How
Go
shit's
on.
your game?
I love my game.
Hell
Nice. Would you date your game?
No.
Okay.
Tell us about
Because
it.
I'm in love with my husband. That's fucked up.
Love
Yeah,
it.
you can date a game on the side.
No, I can't. I played Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer.
Ooh.
Show the clip. That's right.
Show the clip.
It's made by Clifftop Games. It came out actually in May. It's only on PC, but I played Kathy Rain 1. That was my main purpose for playing this game. I loved the first game. It is a point and click like urban thriller. It's a whole adventure game. You play as Kathy Rain, who's the woman with the blue hair. You are a private eye and you are solving mysteries. And what I love about this series is that it takes the detective point and click game on a twist where it's almost Lynchian. Yeah. So in Kathy Rain 2, it follows the story of Kathy Rain 1. I don't want to. If I talk about the first game, it spoils this one immensely.
That's cool.
That's
a cool note.
it's a cool note.
Yeah.
So basically, the direct consequence of the ending of the first game is the lead up into this second game. But
Do they recap it?
You do. They do. They give
so
a
if you
recap.
joined at this point?
What I love about, I love so much about this game. I actually don't have much negative to say about it.
That's okay.
When you first open it up, they actually go, have you played the first game? If you haven't, you should. And then,
That's a good
Yeah.
marketing pitch.
and
If you
then
haven't, get the fuck out of here.
or they give you a recap and they give you like they break down each episode from it. It's very in depth, that recap. So that's what I really, really love about it. But it's the classic point and click adventure game where you're going through you're going to different levels and you're driving on her Catmobile.
Excuse me?
Her Catmobile is the motorbike.
She got a motorbike.
She's
Okay.
got a motorbike. They're her tools there on the side on the shelves. But this story is you're following the Soothsayer, who is a serial killer. You're trying to make a buck. you're trying to make a living, and you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to do that and make some money, and then it's turned into this insane, gripping storyline. When you told me I was coming on Back Pocket, I was like, shit, I need to play something. And I'm like, this is on my wish list. I put that on. This is the Catmobile. I am almost finished.
Okay.
And I started this on Monday night.
Nice.
Nice.
Like I'm hooked on this game. If I
How many
wasn't
hours
here,
do you think it is?
okay, so I read online at 6 hours.
Yeah.
I'm a psycho. I'm at 3.5
Okay.
because I'm good at puzzle games.
Oh, I'm good.
I'm fucking good at puzzle
this,
games. Except for this one part. Roll the clip.
There's
It's
a clip?
yeah. So this is a tool puzzle, and he's telling me to
Names
pick
of tools.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
And I was like, okay, this is fine. I was able to like pick these two. That's fine. But like, if you get it wrong, it makes you go back to the beginning.
No.
So that was the only frustrating thing. But it was
Help me, Father.
And at one point, I don't know
Which
if my
Allen
husband's.
key?
I don't know my husband's in the chat, but at one point I had to stop playing, and
he's
I
in the
just
chat.
I turned around and I was like, Zach, I need your help. I need you to come.
What the fuck is a clunky screw?
I'm like, I don't understand. He said this wrench, and I clicked on this wrench, and now it's not coming
So
up
now that
anymore.
you've played it,
Yeah.
can you tell the difference between
No.
flathead,
Oh,
Phillips head,
screwdrivers is fine.
Allen wrench?
Because he was like, big screwdriver
wrench?
or little screwdriver, and I'm like, the little screwdriver.
New one.
But
What's
it
the
is
difference between a mallet and a hammer?
bang bang.
Yeah.
Mallet
correct.
sticker.
That's a mallet. That's a mallet.
Mallet
And the
sticker.
hammer
I mean, the
looks
hammer.
something like that too.
It does look a lot like that.
Hammer's kind of snatched.
Oh, she's cunt.
Yeah, she's cunt,
She's
and that's real.
What about the ball peen hammer? That's not snatched.
No, that's giving
See,
ball
he
pain.
said,
That's
I
giving
lost
ball
my
pain.
focus.
Yeah.
This is where I'm starting to sweat. This is the only time in this game where I'm starting
This
to sweat.
does
I'm
look
like
like intense gameplay.
I'm
I totally get it,
intensely
yeah.
focused, being like,
Is-
This
I
is insane.
can't figure out these fucking
Outside
tools.
of the forever difficult tool puzzle, is
Yeah,
this
goes on
all-
for 5 minutes.
Wow. Out of your 3 hours. Is this all set, and again, avoid it if there are spoilers, is this all set in a
So this is-
realistic world,
Yes.
or is there any, like, mystery, not mystery, but is there any, like,
It's like a dragon.
surreal or fantasy or anything in
So
it?
the first game set in 1995, I
Okay.
believe, and this game set in 1998.
So that's the idea, is that
It's few years
the
have
90s
passed.
era is the
Yes,
hook.
spooky.
Yeah.
And in terms of the fantastical area, that's where the David Lynchian aspect comes in.
Yeah, okay, right.
Where I can't. It's the best part of the story. If I say it, no one's gonna fucking play
I'm guessing,
it.
is it like
It's-
is it dreams and kind of
yeah, kind of
voices
dreams
and stuff?
You
But
got
there's nothing.
voices,
Okay.
almost like a cult aspect to it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's just
X-Files-y.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
This came out.
Suit.
The first game came out a little bit after Thimbleweed Park, I think. But there was kind of like
don't know
this
that
and
game.
Kathy Rain were like,
Yeah.
oh, LucasArts point and clicks are back.
Yeah.
Like those two games were kind of like the renaissance of a LucasArts look, because there's always been point and clicks around, but they came out around the same time, and I remember it being like, holy shit, this genre is about to take off again.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't really take off again, but there's been some great stuff. I can't remember the name of it, but there was one where you play as like a Detective Fox. They're always going for a bit of that noir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Thimbleweed Park was very X-Files. It was like a pair of cops, detectives,
That's right,
like
yeah.
raining trench coats.
Sam
Going
Max.
90s is like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Going 90s is like,
But what I'm saying is it's a niche, like that's an appeal now. It's like, oh, this is so weird. What is that thing in the corner? That's a phone.
Yeah.
Is it
What is
fine?
that noise?
What are these circular things? Pogs? Whoa.
God.
You actually don't hear that in the game. It's okay.
Well, it's actually probably
Yeah.
predates mobile phone.
Yeah, so
being a popular
that
thing.
so Kathy doesn't know that sound either.
That's true.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
poor Kathy.
Poor
She's
Kathy,
never
she's
used
not
an
on the internet.
iPhone.
She hasn't used an iPhone. It's so
Oh my
fucked
god,
up.
she would have loved apps.
Lord Shad in the chat was like, say nothing, Chloe, make everyone play it. So
I genuinely,
hearty recommend.
I highly recommend it. Like, I think, okay, I love playing point and click games.
Mm-hmm.
That's my one thing that I love to do. Out of anything, and this is like, I would almost say this might be my game of the year. And it's been slept on online too, because I looked it up to see about reviews and that kind of thing.
Sure.
There was like one review on this game.
Wow, really?
now there's two.
I don't think a lot of people have the patience for point and click games, which sucks
Am I
because they're
psycho?
so good.
Well, I was going to ask, does it do the point and click
What
well?
a crazy segue into after Am I Psycho?
Am I a freak ass
Am I
bitch?
Well, I was going to ask you.
A modern take on a point and click obviously has some quality of life stuff in the sense, well, not quality of life, but it's like, does it do a good job of your inventory, of helping you kind of find what to click on, like using some modern day sort of learnings in it?
Yeah, definitely. And the puzzles were fun.
Yeah.
And you could go back quite easily. So this is like you searching up books to try and locate the backstory for this author, and they're not holding your hand while you're doing it, but you can also like take up hints and that.
I was
kind of
gonna
thing.
say hint systems done well.
I think it is done
such
well.
a lifesaver as a way to stop you just again back in the day you would just have to brute force or just play it non-stop or look up a
Yeah.
guide or something. Whereas it like if a good hint system is
And
worth its
the
weight in gold.
dialogue's so enjoyable too. Like she's the classic badass on
Is
a
it voice?
motorcycle. Yes,
is it all-
it's
yeah,
all
yeah,
voice.
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I cut you off.
Rise of the Golden Idol
Yes.
did their hint system really well, where
Yeah.
it never gave you the full answer. It just kept pushing
Sometimes
you in the
knowing
right
there's a hint
direction.
system makes me push on without it because
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Like,
know
I
it's
can
there to
do
save
it.
me. I'm going to
Yeah.
try harder kind
Yeah.
of thing. So.
Or say for this puzzle here that I got the moon wrong because I was like, yeah, full moon. I clicked the moon. They're like, oh, that's okay. You got confused
crescent.
with the new moon.
it's clearly a crescent. It's
It
a
was
waxing?
It was a new moon.
Waning.
New.
Ah.
Listen to me. And they're like, it's okay. Oh, I think I got confused with this moon, so try again. I'm like, you're so right, Kathy. I did get confused.
Kathy
with
helped
the
you
moon.
through that
Yeah,
one.
she
She's
did.
like, it's all good.
Yeah,
Kathy's
it's all
a-
good.
That's
Kathy's
nice.
friend.
You knew it was a full circle. You just got the wrong full circle. I'm like,
'Cause-
yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
That stuff done poorly is really abrasive as
Yeah.
well. Where like the perfect example is Boy from God of War 2.
Boy from Gears of War.
God of War Ragnarok, where he like the hint system in that game was just so broken when it came out. It was just like the kid was constantly yelling.
Dad,
It's like,
Dad, look over there.
Dad, throw it up
Dad,
there.
try
Dad,
using your
look
axe?
it over
I'm not
there.
even here yet. I can't look there when I'm not here.
Sean. Sorry.
So when it's
Jason!
when it's done well, it just feels like and it doesn't feel like a slap in the face. Like
Yeah.
you're an idiot.
And-
it's like they're there.
They're there.
Just like,
That's what it felt like.
Hey,
Yeah.
Diva.
Or good writing that like steers around your mistakes to still feel like the character was getting there through some
And
kind of conversation.
even like things that you've used previously, there's still some relevance to it later. Like say the newspapers, you will come back to them, and everything has a purpose, and it's so well thought out. I thought this game was just absolutely
I
incredible.
like a 6 hour, like 6 hours means it's clearly like concise and everything's thought of and it's.
But I'm going through it quick because
slow down.
I genuinely think I could solve a murder, real life. I could do
We'll
it.
need a
I
murder
think
first
you,
before
Yeah.
we can do
the
that.
first step is being able to solve one, and the next step is doing one.
Getting away with one.
This is the time.
This is the time.
Maybe start with petty crime.
Think on me.
I said I was going to kill you and Gus on stream, so this is
Classic
a
Oh my
segment.
god, I
What have I
love
done?
getting
Yeah,
to live.
this is our next segment.
What did I do
killing
to
your
deserve to
host.
die?
Sorry, that was weird. Anyway, you'd?
And you?
4 times and she's just throwing out the show.
Yeah, she runs
What
the show
does she
now.
get when you get your,
Your
jacket?
turn.
I get my
Thank you, Chloe.
jacket. That means I own you.
Oh dear.
Kathy Rain 2, Soothsayer. I'm playing a little game that is like reminds me a little bit of you. No,
Aw.
your dating sim
Oh.
in mechanics, but it's a demo at the moment for No, I'm Not a Human, and it is by a company or a dev team called Trio Skaz. And I jump into these like creepy games every now and then. I don't mind playing a little horror game. And No, I'm Not a Human wears its freaky, creepy, ugly vibes as a badge of honor. The setting is that in the near future, the sun is burning so hot and bright that humans can't survive outside during the day. And this has coincided with mole people called the Visitors coming out of the ground.
What?
And they're killing off humans as well.
Wow.
Particularly those who find themselves alone. So the premise is you have a house in this neighborhood and people come knocking at your door at night because they can't travel during the day and ask to be let in. And you want to not be alone, so you need to judge whether they're visitors because these are shape-shifting, body-snatching creatures, and also feeling some empathy for these people who have come knocking at your door and you have a property that they can be safe in. You want them in there. All these characters are disgusting and gross and, and cool and interesting in their own right. And so it's really like the interesting part of the game is engaging with the next knock at the door. The mechanic of it is a little bit formulaic, and it's I think a little bit confused in how it is designed. This kind of 3D space, 3D house that you walk around. You can look out windows, and then you can enter the rooms where the people living in your house. You probably want to jump halfway through this clip as well, Josh. You can engage with the people in the house once they're in there. They're all unnerving in their design. So you feel uncomfortable around everyone, which is that is the tone of this game, is to make you uncomfortable. And I let everyone in because I'm interested in interacting with them.
So that's
more than
not
once.
a fail state, letting someone in who's.
It doesn't
wrong?
appear to be yet, and that's kind of like.
Did you die?
I don't know, and not in this demo. I didn't die. It's kind of the confusing thing about this game because I'm not entirely sure what the purpose is or what the goal is. I haven't encountered a fail state or a win state in the demo, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm meant to be doing. Just surviving for a really long time or for long enough for a narrative to play out, because there's little pieces of there's like chess pieces of a moving narrative that are interesting and gross. And when you look out your window, you can see your neighbor's house, and you could see tragic things happening across the road.
Maybe it's that thing of like getting to the end and going, who you should and shouldn't have let in. It kind of maybe, but in the sense that when you let someone in who's a mole person, is this a mole person?
No.
Okay, but it doesn't go dead. Try again.
But yes, and yeah, I don't think so, because I think these people also don't necessarily want to be near you, and that's like there's this interesting push and pull of once they're in, they might leave. These people want to go. They're just staying here for a couple of days, but you can't afford to be alone in the house. So I've let these people in, but they're gonna leave, and if they leave and the mole people come, then I'm fucked. So I need people in my house. They want to be in the house. Some of them might be mole people. You have energy like you do in the dating sim that you can spend during a day, and that's interacting with. You can talk as much as you like to whoever you like, but they only have so much to say every day. But you can spend energy testing them, and so you're learning through the television set every day a new way in which the federal organization that is trying to control the outbreak of the visitors, these mole people, have learned a new thing about them as a species that is a tell. And so you can spend energy looking for one of those tells on someone that you've let into your house. And they don't necessarily know that they are a mole person, or
oh my god,
it's just really uncomfortable.
Wait,
Yeah.
the mole people don't know if they're a mole person?
or you're saying if they're
or they're presenting that way, or it's just like it's super.
it's the thing with housemates.
It is. It totally is. The thing that like kind of doesn't work so well is like this 3D space that you move around, and then everything else is kind of flat images, and even the room is an image. But the door knocks, like, okay, the beats of a day are the sun rises. You can't look out the window because your face will burn. But you can talk to whoever's in your house already from the night before.
Yeah. And
you spend your energy inspecting them for signs of being a visitor. And once your energy is gone, you go to bed. You might not spend that energy. You can go and have a drink of beer, and that knocks you out. That just makes you lethargic, so you go to bed. Or you can have an energy drink and get more energy to
take out your gun?
effectively interrogate more people. Yeah. And this is America. So you have a gun, and you can just fucking kill these people.
Holy shit.
And they don't need to be infected, and you can choose to kill them. Because they're in your house, goddammit.
This is kind of like a zombie inspection game, but with some serious, yeah.
Yeah, totally, yeah. And so then you go through the beats of a day, you can communicate with people, you test them, you find out one is, you shoot them in your living room.
Oh my
You
God.
go to another room and you have a conversation with someone else. Everyone's like, what the fuck is happening? You spend all your energy, you go to sleep, you wake up. And the way that you wake up is that you turn around from your room, which is the only reason I can imagine you have any kind of 3D element, is at some point someone's going to be in that corridor in that 3D space
Yeah, right.
and scare the fuck out of me. But you check out the windows for some context as to what's happening that night, and then the door knocks, and you go and answer the door, and you have a conversation with a person on your doorstep, and you try to discern whether or not they're telling the truth to you, and you can like directly ask them if they are a visitor, and they're like, no, but I don't want to be alone, so please let me in, or I'm traveling with this person, or I'm sick, or I'm injured, or like my eyes are red for this reason, not that reason.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm not surprised they showed it. Like, yeah, this is that kind of game. Like, that's dark, man.
I was like, is he still there? Yes.
Mole man?
And so then like,
Wow.
But there's like an awkwardness of the night mode where you have a knock at the door, you answer the door, for me, I'm just letting everyone in basically, unless they're like clearly a freak that wants to eat my face, because some of those rock up and they're like, are you alone? And you're like, no. And they're like, all right.
That's probably a normal person.
And then they just leave. No. Because sometimes you look out the window and they're holding a decapitated head and smiling at you.
Oh my gosh.
This is
crazy.
This is wild. This looks cool.
It's good creepiness. It's good
Initially,
creepiness.
again, I get such a Junji Ito like vibes from these characters
totally,
and that but even the premise as well. Like does it open up a bunch of the amount of people you can let in, and then you can do actions to each that affect dialogue for others? Does it feel quite sprawling, or is like, because it looks at least like there's multiple ways you could be doing this?
I have less energy than there are people in my house. So I
Yeah.
can't just inspect everyone every day.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, you're making decisions and you're trusting in some people, and
It
and
looks
not
quite
others.
open as to how you could create your weird little house scenario versus it's not very linear.
And you're getting items, and they're meant to be context clues, and you're having like mysterious people come to the door and giving you riddles, and you're meant to make sense of that, so that the next night, if someone rocks up, you're like, oh, that relates to that thing, that piece of paper I found, or that someone gifted me. You know, I let in the guy that was burned and looked like he was probably a mole man, wasn't a mole man, he was a firefighter, and he got burned. And was like, I'm going to die, but I've managed to crawl to your doorstep and I'm just going to like try and survive the night. And you're like, yeah, okay, come in, man. And then he just like dies in your house the next day. Fuck. But it's like, you're here and that means I'm not alone. So it's like, it's just like so morbid.
Yeah.
And it is really effective in that. But I don't know what the game is past sitting in that vibe for half an hour. Because I don't know what the objective is. I don't know what I'm playing for. I don't know if it's just about surviving as long as you can, or
Josh, tell him what he's playing for.
it's a jet ski.
That's interesting not to have that, at least in the demo, not to have completely an end goal or an objective that you feel you're striving towards.
It is a demo, so maybe they just don't want to tell you that for a
maybe
slice. Or...
Yeah.
The main game is very different from the demo. And at the end, you feel a little deceived. There were some of them
by
deceived,
an hour
Peter.
of story.
Does it have a good soundtrack though?
It's got you can turn the, there's no dialogue, so if you turn the sound up, it's just
unnerving
it's
droning music.
Yeah, it's just
Wow.
it's just a mood setting Atmos kind of track.
I'm getting mad 90s CD-ROM vibes where this was the limit of I played some games back in the day that had a 3D world but 2D sprites.
But
that
sorry,
was really
this was what I wanted to say about
Oh.
the night and this 3D mode being like kind of ineffective for the game, because you're just waiting for the door to knock. It's going to knock 2 or 3 or 4 times in a night, and you just it's knocking when you wake up at night, and then you go and answer the door, and then you just have to kind of step away from the door and then step straight back to it, because they come in a
keep
sequence,
knocking.
and then the night's over. So it's like it would be more effective as like a single screen Papers, Pleasey style setup.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what the purpose of the 3D setting is, because I think it has to play a larger role than it currently plays. Otherwise, it's just an odd choice, and arguably makes the game less impactful. But maybe it's about embodying a character as opposed to being
feel that.
2D.
Feels kind of claustrophobic and gross having that
Yeah.
space that you're in, and behind each door is another kind of twisted tale.
That's where I
freak.
feel it the most. That's where I second guess there you go. That's where I second guess the questioning of that, where I go it feels uncomfortable having my face up against a door and not knowing what's behind me, which you only get in a 3D setting. So yeah.
I don't want to take this down, like, because it sounds, but this would be a great streaming game. Like, going on this journey with people and having an audience to help you kind of take in how messed up this is and help you with not even help with decisions, just be part of that. Because by myself, I don't think I want to play this. I feel it would just be really, depressing and unsettling. But that's it means it's very effective. So yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that you said about it being a streaming game, because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't taken my eyes off the screen watching it. Like it's.
I want to see what all the freaks look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gritty, gross,
Less dateable bed there.
ugly game.
I think
but
the
really,
art style's
really effectively executed.
incredible
Yeah,
here
it's cool.
because it just really captures that
very uncanny valley.
unnerving feeling that you're getting. Yeah.
Uncanny
awesome.
Valley.
The way
Who
that
do you
there's
know?
there's like a warp
My friends look like that.
perspective as
Yeah.
you look through the eyepiece
Yeah.
and stuff like
The
that.
night
All these
vision-
things make you
It's
uncomfortable.
That
the
art
whole
style
thing,
with
yeah.
the night vision as well, I find really distressing. Like it monotones all of the weird sort of washed out cut. Here it's very 90s, but the second they're all behind that green wash, it just feels really. Even that picture in the thumbnail at the bottom is just messed up. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But cool. But cool.
Yeah, that big smile down the bottom is very like Attack on Titan.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah,
what I was
yeah,
thinking. Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good
Yeah.
find.
Yeah, so that's coming out Q3 apparently. But the demo is, I think, worth playing if you're into that kind of tone game because it is very effective. So Gus, you played Ruffy and the Riverside after an hour of waiting for the game to start.
That's it.
Ruby, you played Date Everything.
Meh.
That's rare, okay?
Yeah.
No, it's
Like
good.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Yeah.
No, I'm sad my friend
I love
played
to love
terrible
games.
game.
Love.
Yeah.
And I love some stuff.
And it's a game about love, and you hated it.
was
Chloe,
fine.
Kathy Rain 2.
10. Sorry.
Soothsayer.
I like that.
I really liked
Can we get a
it.
punch in on that? Thank you.
Oh my God, I remember
awesome.
so sick.
Imagine a knock on the door in your game and that's what's on the other side. Jesus.
I made myself dizzy.
And I played the No, I'm Not a Human demo. And there'll be more things after this thing.
G'day there. Now I bet you've all seen a cat, maybe even a dog, or perhaps the always lovable screaming hairy armadillo.
Whoop.
Well, it sounds like you wildlife warriors know all the animals, or maybe not quite. We've got a very special treat today. A new animal has found its way into the moderately outdoors studio, the Barbilius barbidina boffinus, known lovingly by its founder as the babbling boffin. Now, before we welcome them in, let's take a look at this little clip. Now here's a video. Please welcome to the studio, Dr. Babble.
Thank you.
Now, Dr. Babble, can you tell us about this little guy?
Well, sure. The Babilia babidia babophinus, known lovingly by its founder as the babbling boffin, is actually an entirely silent creature. The babbling is a subsonic guttural murmuring that I discovered, that keeps it at its core temperature at a medial level. The natural predators are often loud and overbearing, oversharing, and so the sweet boffin prefers to stay quiet and avoid conflict, despite the fact that it's actually a devious and frightening creature.
Okay, can we see the little guy?
Oh, why, of course. Everyone will just need to stay very quiet as this is a particularly shy batch. Yeah, he's not in there. The boffin is out, the box is empty. But do not fear, he's incredibly prepared for this sort of situation.
Look, okay, it's happened before. Jesus! Oh God, okay, well, if we just shoot, oh no, it's in the room. Bugger this.
Oh, God. Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you learnt something. I know I did. Until next time, remember, always stay moderately outdoors.
our sponsor.
Skateboard. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Shit, I don't know how I'm gonna get home now.
Welcome back. We heard the word from Lucas Haratio. Skateboard.
And then we also saw the ad for Babbling Boffin.
It's truth.
Skateboard.
Skateboard.
Yeah, I had to compute
an
that
oldie
for
but
a
a
little
goodie.
while.
Yeah. Oldie but a goodie.
It is.
Uh,
And Will's performance. Mwah, we'd
oh,
forgotten
he's
about
so
that one.
good. He's so good.
We joked about the fact that he has a level of sort of. We try to throw him into these things, and he's like, I don't think I'm interested. I don't think I'm interested, and we don't push him. But then when we eventually go like, what if he got you to do it this way, and then suddenly bang, he's in character, and he's like, I've done my hair, I found an outfit, I've got a voice, and I've got props, and it's like he never does things by halves. That man.
Yeah. Like when he reviewed that racing game, and
Where
did
he
a
did
whole
Top Gear
segment.
He did a whole
like
thing. He
that.
went and filmed a whole thing as a Clarkson-esque host of a Top Gear thing. He put a camera in his car and filmed it like the driving around with the camera. His mum was not furious. She was like, "You went driving and performing?" I said
Not
no
just
to that.
He
William.
cannot do both. He
Roxy
did
did
all
not say
that for a game that was arguably pretty dookie.
Yeah.
So
he
like,
hated the game.
Yeah.
He did. Which
Yeah.
But
is
he
the best way
loved
to,
the experience.
he loved making.
He
That's
loved
what I
making the
meant,
video
yeah.
about his experience. Of
We'd been watching the
enjoying
last
video,
of the
yeah.
Grand Tour video, so we were very Clarkson, Hammond, and Maying.
The other one.
I really liked Top Gear.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did my dad.
So did my
Dads
dad.
love it.
Yeah.
My
Dads
dad made
love
me
that
watch
shit.
Top Gear.
Yeah, mine
Been-
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love my dad.
I love my dad.
How do you think
Yeah.
you'd go in the reasonably priced car?
I can't drive. So bad.
I'm gonna teach Ruby how to drive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
that's actually
yeah.
not even a joke.
Yeah.
Driving stick?
Yeah. No, the jazz.
A car.
No,
What?
you know what? Forget it.
Driving stick. What am I, a
What the
witch?
fuck?
Yeah.
No, she's just cruising. Get
Bro,
the fuck out of
you
here,
literally
man.
drive a car.
That's a
Hello?
YouTube channel right there.
Yeah.
What? The stick?
Documenting that process.
How to drive a stick.
Ruby and I driving. in
No,
a
driving
car?
a car.
Yeah.
Think of the amount of people you're going to kill.
That's what
No
Top
one,
Gear's for.
because I'm a great teacher.
I'm
And
sure
then-
you are.
Ru-
But that is a lost
And then you'll get a-
cause.
No, I'll be like Ruby.
and you'll
calm
get away
down.
with it.
It's fine.
You'll solve the mystery of the flattened pedestrian.
Yeah.
I think the only reason I could be a bad driver is because I'm a bit too anxious, so worried that I'll just get
Hey,
into an accident, so I
guess
just
what?
drive really slow.
Hesitant-
Hesitant
know my
drivers are
secret?
almost as
Yeah.
bad as aggressive
I'm nervous all
drivers.
Especially
the time.
because the
Ooh,
easiest
and guess
thing-
what I do? Drive.
Drive.
The
Drive.
easiest part of driving is roundabouts, and the hesitant drivers are the worst at roundabouts. So yeah,
You're right. I'm just gonna go, Ruby, go.
go.
Yeah, just
Okay.
go.
I cut off an L plater this morning on a roundabout, and then I
Nice.
kept driving, and I'm like, you know what? That was probably an important lesson.
Wait, how did
So,
you cut
really, I
someone
did
off
them a
on a
favor.
roundabout?
Yeah.
How do you?
What do you
cut-
mean? They were
just didn't
coming,
give
and I
way, though.
should have given way, but I didn't. I kept going.
I see. I
Oh.
see.
You
It wasn't.
You
It
scarred
wasn't
that
that close of
L-plater.
a call. I should say. I didn't,
Yeah,
I didn't put
I
anyone's
know the
life
vibe.
in
I know
danger.
the vibe.
Yeah,
But I kept driving, and I saw the instructor give me one of these, and I kept driving. And I'm like, you know what? That was probably actually a really good teaching moment.
But
so
you know,
I did them a
yeah,
favor.
exactly. Do you know why? Because that's the moment where the L plater goes,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't. That's not
that?
how you should do it.
Jerk.
No, but the lesson actually learned is that, like, assume everyone around you is going to break the law and be a fucking idiot.
Well,
and
assuming
then you-
everyone on
and
the
then you
road's going to
survive.
try and kill you. Yeah.
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 I just want to address. I can see Zach, my husband, in the chat saying that I'm a passenger princess, and that, yes, but I can teach Ruby how to drive.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't you.
I'm a bit of a
mock my
passenger princess
skill.
when Pete takes me driving. Pete
Oh my
hates.
god, you're so annoying.
Pete
No, you
hates me in this.
Yeah, because you
Princess
hate,
Gus.
you hate not being
Yeah.
in control.
Yeah.
because I do this.
The light turns green and my foot is coming off the brake and the car isn't moving and he's like, Go.
Great. So a friend of mine at school, when he was in when we were all maybe 6 or 7, he's been my friend the whole way through school. When he was 6, he was in the car with his mum in the front seat. She was at a set of lights. It was red. She was this is before phones, so she's either just thinking of something else or she's on the radio. And he was just a little shit. And he went, go, and it was a red light, and she just drove into the intersection. They clipped her car, and she was so angry at him. But he's like, it's not my fault. I just said go because I was bored. And they drove through an intersection.
Crazy.
Rupert, you know what you did.
Yeah. I think he wants me to die.
Yeah.
Oh, been in a car crash?
No.
Been in a car crash?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never been in a car crash? Knock on.
Not me though.
No,
Oh, wait.
Do it.
The 2 people who've been in a car crash are doing the drive thing. Cool.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's gonna
Who
be
else has
interesting.
been in a car crash here?
Let us know in the comments. Smash that like and smash that car.
He's not putting his hand up. He's busy pressing buttons.
Who else?
It wasn't. That one wasn't my fault.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you were
wasn't
in
it?
a car
Well,
accident.
we were both
If you've
in it.
been in
And it
one.
was caused
Yeah.
by you.
You bloody hoon.
I don't know about that.
No, as the witness, I can happily say that it was the other person's fault.
Happily.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad it was a joyous, life-threatening moment for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
I was
not
like,
happy. I was not happy that night.
Again.
I was like,
You know what's crazy? You didn't tell me that you were in a car crash.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah. Josh
Because
told
of the
me.
brain injury.
Yeah, Josh told
It
me.
was
I'm
quite
like,
serious.
and I messaged Ruby being like, when the fuck were you in a car crash? Oh, yeah, like a month ago.
I had a couple of friends, unfortunately, find out from the podcast we did. Because it wasn't that long after that, I think. So, yeah.
Oh, you lost
was
your
rough.
driving
It's
cred.
like, I don't want to be that person who, after
No,
they've
they're
been in a
worried for
car
my
crash,
safety
was
goes.
like, oh. So I was in an accident the other day. I don't know.
Yeah. You're actually
yeah.
not a person who is about drama.
No, I'd rather tell people about weird body movements I've had.
Yeah.
Like my fucked up toes
Yeah.
sometimes.
Or you'll walk in, you'll just hold your phone out, and it'll
Yeah.
be something kind of cute, but also fucked up.
POV, you got a monkey.
Yeah, that shit.
Okay, so before we jump into this next segment, this episode, despite having Chloe on it, has been
Awful.
there's been a severe lack of Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
So I
I
thought
forgot to bring my binder.
Wait, we just stalled for way too long, and now you've
you
got
mean?
something else?
a gift.
That's cute. That's very cute.
Gift.
Yay.
I thought a gift.
Gotta catch
Thank
Scotty.
you.
What is
Imagine
it?
I just
Wait, what is it? No, show us the thing.
imagine I didn't show anyone. This.
What that?
It's like a little Lego or
You like
Mega
plastic
Blocks.
crap?
I think I had the exact same thing.
Yes.
Bulbasaur.
Oh no, it's
Is it a blind bag so we don't know what's
I
in
think
it?
it's a blind bag.
Yeah.
No, it's Bulbasaur.
As Bulbasaur.
Oh, it's Bulbasaur.
Oliver found 2 of them. He's got the other one, and he's like,
Need some skizzles.
you should give this to Chloe on the show.
Go to your toolbox and get the appropriate tool for opening that.
No.
Did you use needle nose
Gotcha.
pliers?
I drive
I
drive me fucking nuts. That's
Zoe.
Zoe.
So rude.
Every time you say it, I'm like, who is
Who's
that?
Zoe?
Over
That's evil Chloe.
Evil
That's
Chloe.
it.
Is it Zoe's Appleby?
Catch Scotty.
I don't want to throw the ball at
You just softly.
Flashbang. Oh, God. Why does he still have that button? All right, Ruby. What are we doing now?
All right.
Because we got something new.
We got something new.
We worked really hard on it.
It's Truth News Seek.
It's Truth News Seek.
Oh, what?
Jumped out at you.
That was just the audio of Chloe bursting a Pokeball going,
It's Truth News Seek. Whoa.
10% of the audience get that reference.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess. Put a poll up. Who knows what that we're talking about? We won't say anymore.
Our audience is pretty old.
That's true.
I
they
miss
are.
Good News Week. I used to love that show. What?
Explain the rules.
Am I not allowed to say it?
No, it's a good bit. That was perfect. That was perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I know I'm perfect. So, Truth News Seek is brought to us by BMAC.
That's so
Phone's
annoying.
next to the mic.
Someone's about to get a fucking call.
So annoying.
And with BMAC, we go to his TLDR movie reviews website and find a movie review of his We get the TLDR, and I read it out, and you guys have to guess what movie that TLDR is about.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
No.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Build it in the post show. What are you doing?
Build it in post show, yeah.
Can I put it back in? You put it back in my balls?
Can you put him back in the balls, please?
No,
Oh,
You
evil.
fucker, you
Oh, that's
fucker.
wretched.
That's a
you
bigger
sa-
side.
No, but you put some in here and you put some in there, and I was
Oh,
gonna do a
it's-
cool clothes thing, but you know what? I'll go away. Thank you.
Now
Oh,
throw it at my
shit.
dog.
There we go. I already did, and the flashbang.
No, don't do that. Pick it up before
You
it
got
goes
so
off.
scared.
All good. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. Didn't
all
go
good.
off. We're
Didn't go
fine.
Don't worry. All right.
Make sure it
All
doesn't
back.
go off in your hand.
So,
Sorry, I'm ready. I'm ready.
have you played this before? I read
I
out
can lie.
a TLDR movie
You're
review,
gonna say truth and music.
which is basically like a too long didn't read.
Yeah.
Little summary.
Oh no, I know what
You've
you've
done
done.
this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it here.
I'm a woman. Thank you very
she's,
much.
As Kojima said,
It's
the woe man.
Womansplaining.
Whoa,
Thank you.
man.
Whoa.
Get on with it.
Whoa, man.
You know what? Now that you said that,
I know.
I don't want
Another
to.
present for Chloe.
Yay!
Yay!
All
Quick
right.
throw it at Sky.
TLDR.
Yep.
The daddest dad film that ever dadded.
Top Gun.
Daddy daycare.
F1.
Yes.
Yeah.
F1.
F1 the movie.
It's basically Top Gun Maverick with Brad Pitt in a Formula One car. It's the new Apple TV one.
Yeah.
It's very, very dad film.
F1 popped up on a certain Plex server the other day, and we were like, "Oh,
How's it, Josh?
cool! Let's have a look at the quality of it. Pretty neat."
it a
Open
can?
it up. It was not F1 the movie. It was literally just the most recent F1, like in Australia.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Just
Oh,
the
the-
broadcast.
The
Melbourne
Australian
Grand
one
Prix.
was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That's not the most recent one.
Most recent one in Australia. Dude, I don't
Okay.
know shit.
Okay.
I don't know how to drive.
All right.
I learned what a car was yesterday.
Get on with it.
Yeah.
I'm
please.
showing
You drive
it.
stick?
Josh, don't be rude.
Bro, that's a witch.
Hey,
I don't understand.
I didn't tell you. You got to watch the movie F1 to then drive a car.
Oh shit! I don't want to do that.
I'm going to wait till F2 comes out.
I'm
Did
just
I
gonna
fuck
write a
up the
stick
mic?
or
Nah,
whatever.
it just has like this indentation in the.
All right, everyone has now had a stall before the segment. This is a new segment we needed explained. Ruby,
Okay.
take the wheel.
So
Play the card
Not of the
again.
F1. Yeah, play the card again. It's truth music. Someone dropped a bomb somewhere and there's more lyrics. We don't know the rest.
Flashbang.
So thank you so much for BMAC for sponsoring this
Get out of
segment. Now with Truth News Seek, 3 bizarre gaming facts will be read out. However, only one of these facts is the truth. The other 2 are completely made up. Players must discuss and agree which is the true facts.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Fact
Simple.
number 1.
That was fact number 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's
That
true.
one's true.
Yes.
Josh, was that
Yeah.
true?
Round 1. Hell yeah, guys.
Wow.
I
I
was
won!
expecting a flashback.
This is a
did it.
cooperative experience,
Yeah.
I
which
was
is
about to
nice.
say.
Oh.
No.
A lot of our games are combative.
Fight. Not
Wait,
this
and
one.
I
fighting with
don't
you
win?
guys.
You win if we all win.
Yep.
Like a
Feels less of a win, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
a,
all right.
a rising tide and the ships and stuff.
That is the famous saying that my grandfather said. He
Winston
was in the
Churchill
Air
used to
Force,
say,
though,
yeah,
so
yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
really understand naval
It's like
rhetoric.
ships in the
That
night.
rising tide down there?
Ruby,
Okay.
take charge.
Okay, so we're all gonna take the cards.
Jesus Christ. This is when she was on her iPad in the rehearsal,
I'm
just
listening.
not paying
No,
attention.
she was listening.
There
The
are
top 3 are something.
top 3 are all connected. So there's a subject.
Should
Thank
we
you.
have connected?
So we all have
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Just hold on to those for now.
holding.
The first subject that these 3 headlines will be about is Halo. So all 3 of these headlines, these articles are about Halo.
Okay.
2 of them are false. 1 of them is true. I'm going to read the first
don't
one.
know. Only Josh, keeper of the knowledge, knows.
And Adele,
And
who put the
Adele,
segment
writer of
together.
the knowledge
Yeah.
and researcher of the knowledge.
Also, none of you know.
No.
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 I don't
No.
know.
No, not we
The
do.
subject is Halo.
I don't know.
And this is the first headline. The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien and John 117. Former Tonight Show host Conan O'Brien has a small cameo in Halo 4 as a guard in a hangar. If the player stands near 2 specific guards, eventually they'll start talking about decorating the hangar with rugs.
Okay.
Can we hear B? You've
We
got
can
B?
indeed. I've got B.
I've got C for Chloe.
Several years ago, players discovered that Cortana has a hidden line in Halo 2. If the player spins in a circle for over a minute, Cortana will comment on your behavior with, "Are you dizzy yet, John?" Pretty good, Cortana.
That's cool.
Can we have chat turned off so we all don't look at it?
That's fucked up. Let me cheat.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna.
All right.
You gotta catch me in a car first.
Nah.
It says.
Unfortunately,
It
Sorry,
says.
we're getting C read out. Thank you, Chloe.
Please, take it
Okay.
away.
I started doing
Chloe.
grunt noises, but then I realized it says just grunt noises brought to you by. Grunt noises brought to you by the zoo and one intern. Bungie sound designers incorporated various sped up animal noises, including camels, wolves, and seals, to create the distinctive sounds of the grunts. Additionally, a Bungie intern contributed to the sound mixing by providing screams and other weird noises. See, I held the thing up.
You did very
I
good.
think that's T. I think that's T.
This feels true.
It's actually pronounced bungie.
Okay, so let's see all 3
I have
of these
dyslexia.
Halo-related
I'm lying.
stories up on screen, please.
Okay.
So we've got The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien and John 117. We've got You Spin Me Right Round, Cortana. And we've got Grunt Noises brought to you by the zoo and one intern.
Okay, instantly, everyone just shout out one at a time what they think, and then we can all see if we are all unanimous or we have to fight on this kind of stuff. Peter?
I'm leaning towards C and possibly B. I don't think it's A.
I like the idea of an intern going in and just being.
Yeah.
Do you know what a grunt sounds like?
Wait,
I believe that's an elite that goes.
Grunt?
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
Can you
whoop.
make a
Grunt?
grunt noise? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the little ones. They're the tiny little ones.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
Don't know, it's the chief. Do you want to? I didn't play Halo.
I know.
Yeah.
So I will never be besties. We can be close.
I went to your birthday party.
I know,
You
that's
invited
true.
me. What do you think?
I don't.
I'm with you on the C one.
Yeah, no, it's giving C.
Slay.
Because the thing is, I remember in uni, we were learning about Foley artists, and I think it was Jurassic Park that like the dinosaur noises were like dolphins or some shit.
Fucking hell.
That's crazy.
Something
isn't it?
crazy,
Can
but
you-
like real animals. And so I'm like, yeah, it sounds like right or something.
Yeah.
That would be a resource, I think, for it. I also remember seeing a lot of. Which Halo. Does yours mention which Halo or not? Just the series?
No.
Yeah, because I remember Halo 1.
Original.
It was
just
the original?
Halo.
Yeah.
It's just
I
Halo.
remember 1 and 2 doing a lot of behind the scenes documentary stuff and showing it. And who did the score for Halo?
Marty O'Donnell.
Marty O'Donnell. There was heaps of that, and there was
Mario.
like, yeah, they had a lot of
Mario.
behind the scenes in the
Hello.
recording studio and the
It's
mixing.
me, Amatio. Sorry.
Part of me thinks it is to do with the sound mixing of that. Like, what was it? Half of the fact was that
The zoo and one intern.
they-
Who screamed.
The
and
whole
other-
So
zoo?
if it's the original,
No, just camels, wolves, and seals.
Yeah, but what was the
maybe
next part?
more.
additionally a Bungie intern contributed.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there was the zoo, and there was
then
an
there was an
intern,
I think the intern went to the zoo and recorded.
and sped
Potentially.
it up.
And
Locking
sped
in
it
C?
up.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I think that this isn't true because it is close to a story about Halo 3, which is the red versus blue guys talking if you hang around near a door.
And Conan was
So
in
some of the
Death
risks.
Stranding.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say,
don't think
I'm a-
Conan was in the game, and he's
I'm a
not interested in video
connoisseur.
games tonight. Connoisseur?
I love Conan O'Brien.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah.
And
Oh, you're right.
Haven't
I'm
heard
a
this.
connoisseur.
Oh,
Connoisseur.
lovely.
Yeah.
Which,
I
in
just
the
made
wild,
that up.
Consoles.
I just
Yeah.
made that
That's
up.
good.
in the
Thank
wild,
you.
a connoisseur sounds like a dolphin.
Yeah, which was recorded by this intern.
Let's lock in C, thanks,
Let's lock in C.
Josh.
That would be wrong.
What?
The correct answer is A.
He was not in Halo. There's no way.
Is
he
it
was,
indeed?
He was so excited about being in Death Stranding. He never mentioned being on fucking Halo.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, we all have to
Didn't
Paul McDermott it in the wide shot now, Josh. Cut to the wide.
Can I rip this card?
No, rip.
No,
No, rip.
no,
It's,
no
you
rip.
throw it in the air festively at the end
These
of
things
each
cost a lot
monologue.
of
Yeah,
money.
we only got limited. It's rubbish. That was rubbish.
Yeah, okay.
Ow.
And then do you
Sorry.
want to see it?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Yes.
Yeah, I'd like
We've
to
ever
see
could?
that.
Do it.
Don't you think rugs would warm this up a little bit?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Just like, literally, I'm not talking wall to wall, but like 5 area rugs.
Mm-hmm.
or some oriental rugs. And you know what? Suddenly it's a whole different vibe in here.
Right.
That's Conan O'Brien?
Totally is. What Halo is this?
Halo 4.
It's Conan and Annie Richter.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
Cute. That didn't sound anything like
Oh
it
my
to me.
god.
I got to
didn't sound
hand in my
anything like a
Conan
giraffe.
card. I can't be his best friend anymore.
Yeah. Your Conan no license.
I got to.
Next round, Ruby. Okay.
I want to turn to Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You're allowed to read.
You can divvy
who
however
wants
you
next?
I'm good.
like.
Okay.
Take control.
This
Which
is your
one?
segment, Ruby. As the rehearsal said,
Thank you.
Is
this is on
it?
you.
I'm B.
Oh, I'm number 1.
You're A.
I'm number A.
Oh, the subject is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, we don't need to read the top line. We can just read the story. I'm getting very confused hearing the headline.
Okay.
But I'm telling you what the subject is.
That is...
It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Got it.
I cannot tell you.
No, the subject's good.
Yeah,
you
no,
don't
I'm
need to
che-
read the headline.
He's saying don't read the underline.
Okay, no, I won't.
I think you should just read it to us too.
You're right.
No,
Into the
You
mic!
should've.
Oh my god.
Miles Tails' Prower was almost never developed in the Sonic games. After initial concepts were shown, lead programmer Yuki Naka refused to code him into the game, as he had a bad experience with the fox as a child. Tails was redesigned to be cuter and have multiple tails, which convinced Yuki to put him into the game.
Interesting.
If Tails wasn't in that game, I don't know what I'd do to myself.
That's fair.
Well, you wouldn't know.
Story B. There
Okay.
is a protein in humans known as Sonic Hedgehog, or SHH for short. It is responsible for the formation of the brain, spinal cord, and limbs, and was named when one of the scientists who discovered the protein saw Sonic in a magazine his daughter was reading.
That can't be real.
Well,
But-
the two of them are not real.
One of them is.
I already said
In 2000, C. In
No, I was
2000
laughing at them.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
C. In 2006, a marketing collaboration was planned between Sonic and Red Bull to celebrate the release of Sonic 06 on PS3 and Xbox 360 with the tagline, "Gotta go even faster." It was eventually pulled as Sega were concerned with the health implications of the children who might end up drinking the energy drink.
That sounds so bad, it's probably real.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to any of
Yeah.
that.
No, I
you-
was
Do you want me to
listening
read it again?
Nah.
Okay.
You can.
Let's see the headlines.
Nah.
I was listening to you intently while also fucking around.
There are now
That's the
3
thing, as
children
long
in
as
this
Let's see the
studio.
headlines. Sonic
Okay.
almost didn't exist, best friend. What?
That's the one that I had.
Sonic's almost didn't exist, best friend. So
We've all
Tails.
got a bit of
Yeah.
Sonic
Tails
in it.
didn't
We've all got a
exist.
bit of Sonic in us.
Or at least we'd like to.
Hey.
The fast children and the furious
Sorry.
parents.
I want
Oh,
Ruby's
God,
one
this-
to be true because I love
What
you.
happened in the ad
me
break?
too.
I don't
Everyone
know,
just
this show
forgot
isn't
their
working
riddle
right now.
What do you mean?
Reset.
Everyone?
Reset. This show is not working right now.
Oh,
Reset. Proceed.
okay. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Welcome back. Come in.
Initial. I'm the mole man.
Are you home alone?
What do we think?
Oh, like the boy? Sorry.
What do we think? Non sequiturs.
First one.
Oh.
What?
I think, yeah, I'm
The
kind
fox thing?
it breaks my heart that
I-
someone would not want Tails in Sonic.
I
but-
once had a Nintendo. No, it was a gaming magazine when I was really young, and I looked at it and saw Tails, and I never played the games. And I was like, "There's been a misprint. This thing has 2 tails." I genuinely looked at it like, "That's wild," and then was like, never realized until much later on he has 2 tails. So
Yeah.
is that a cuter design that looks less like
It's
a
so he
fox?
can
Well,
be a
that's what this
helicopter.
says.
No, I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon it's A. You reckon it's the botched energy drink
I
promo,
think so.
which sounds very real as well.
Yeah, I
Like
mean-
there's so many of them every time
There's so
in
many
the gaming world.
bad, crazy
like George
marketing
would know
things.
Yeah, totally.
George,
Peter?
Come to us.
come to us.
I've never been interested in Sonic, so like I just don't understand.
Which one feels? Which was your gut telling you?
Well, the thing is, I think there's a little bit of truth in all of them.
That's not how this game
They're probably
works.
just not
Yeah.
about Sonic.
There's
They're
a
just
little
a
bit
story
of Sonic
song
in
for Sonic.
all of us.
There's a little bit of Sonic in all of us. I think it's probably this one because it's the most absurd.
What is your one?
This is there's a genome or there's a protein called SHH, which is shorthanded to Sonic Hedgehog.
The first half of that sounded fake, but then the idea that a scientist's daughter was playing the game and he's like, yeah, let's put that sounds so dumb it's real that it happened. I should say.
That's my thinking is
Ruby?
that it's like those things happened, but that happened for Crash Bandicoot, and the game got swapped out, and this happened for Crash Bandicoot, and the game got swapped out.
yeah,
Peter's grumpy that there are potential half-truths in this.
I'm not grumpy. That's the game.
I'll go with you've convinced me. So
Of what?
But this is
the
the weirdest
DNA.
one, and therefore,
Yeah.
yeah.
You reckon
B.
it's A?
I think it's B.
B.
All right.
Bro, listen.
I'm easily peer pressured. I'll also go with B.
Sure, let's do B. Josh, put us out of our misery.
We've never been wrong before.
We were wrong last
Yay!
one. We did. What?
Yay!
You're so right.
I think
It is
I've heard
B.
that before.
It's B.
Yeah, okay.
So what was A about? Was that a different game or just a straight up?
That's not how this works. We don't play the game about the wrong answer.
Adele wrote all of the fake ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're not based off anything.
That's
I mean, they might be
crazy.
based off things, but yeah.
So
No,
this...
they absolutely would be.
Give it to us again, or you throw the card away.
No, I didn't.
Adele,
Okay.
which game was that about?
Miles Tails Prower was.
She's shaking her head no, Peter. Like, yeah.
Is it fake?
It's not
Yeah,
true.
they're all fake.
You know
except
what?
for
You
this
know how
one.
I know that wasn't real? Because no one could ever say no to Miles.
And here it is.
Holy crap.
That's
Wow.
a sweet little guy. Sonic Hedgehog.
And that's what it looks like.
That doesn't even look like Sonic.
No, that's a protein.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of blue
It
there.
actually
It's
looks
okay.
a bit phallic. There's like 2 balls and then
Well,
a
you say that
shaft.
about everything. Every
I
protein.
see.
Yeah.
I see.
You see any image and you're like, it's giving cock and balls.
Yeah.
There it is.
When you say drive stick, I think dick.
Yeah.
Now we all thought it.
Next.
Well, you guys
Okay.
have a read.
Thank you.
I'll have a sit.
You
You
can
have a
break.
sit?
Yeah, I
You
have a
break.
I have a break.
The next
hold the
category
card
is
for
the
me?
PlayStation 4. These are 3 facts about the PlayStation 4. One of them is true. Who has A?
I've got A.
Peter.
You go A.
No, I've got to show this behind you.
The town of Marshfield, Wisconsin completely banned PS4s in community centers after 3 separate instances of teens getting into fights over losing in FIFA.
I believe it.
One incident ended with someone throwing a DualShock at a printer.
Again, it gets so specific that you're like, that had to happen, right? Okay, Ruby.
I'm B. At its launch in Brazil, the PS4 carried a hefty price tag, open bracket, approximately 1.8 thousand US dollars or 2.8 thousand Australian dollars, close bracket. This led local banks to introduce specialized short-term PS4 loans to assist customers with the purchase. However, very few people actually applied for the loan due to their exceptionally high interest rates.
Fair enough. And mine is, in France, a man received a 4-month prison sentence for stealing a PS4. His method involved weighing the console in the fruit section, labeling it as produce, and then checking out at a self-service kiosk. He was apprehended when he attempted the same theft at that same supermarket the following day.
Oh. They
Now-
can't arrest you for the same crime twice.
I've seen that.
Double
That's
jeopardy.
There's a movie.
I was going to say a PS4 and self-serve checkout. Is that from the same era? But they were probably around in the rest of the world before they were in Australia.
Yeah.
So there's a
And
chance this happened in the
I
rest
feel
of
like
the
it's
world.
something the French would do.
That's, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
French would say.
Also, I liked
Cheeky
how he got
French.
4 months for the PS4.
That's true.
Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah.
And then that he was like, this
One
works
for
so
each
well.
PS.
You would almost. It worked well. You'd go and try it again. Maybe not the same supermarket.
Could have gone away for it if it wasn't for the pesky law.
French.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, let's have a look at them all up on the board. And yeah, I don't think mine is true.
I think yours
Community
is
Center
true.
FIFA feuds force PS4 ban. Buy PS4 now, cry with interest later, and unexpected item in the bagging area.
Nice.
Very good.
I think it's C.
You reckon it's the
I think it's the
stolen
unexpected
console?
item. Yeah, I
I'm
do.
thinking you know.
Thinking A.
Oh my god, you got
Peter?
me scared.
Yeah, this is, I guess, a little bit like domestic. Whereas, like, that is a bit more exciting, and,
Yeah.
and definitely
is
would
it
make would definitely make global
Is it
headlines.
newsworthy?
Is
the
this
FIFA?
newsworthy?
I mean,
Yeah.
everyone, unless they're reporting about how FIFA's killing our kids.
Yeah, which it is.
Yeah.
8,000 children die every day from FIFA.
I love the printer detail at the end of it that makes me think it's true. That's like, you're right, it's small fry news, but it's like, in this town, this community, this has happened. And they're like, what were the actual impacts? It's like, well, our printer's busted and the DualShock in
And
it.
it's the one printer in
HP
town.
DeskJet is fucked. And I'm
think
like,
We're
so,
all in agreement that B is not true.
Yeah.
Can you read the start of yours again, just for a second?
At its launch in Brazil, the PS4 carried a hefty price tag, approximately 1,800 US dollars or 2,800 Australian dollars.
Okay.
It was like it was $1,000
It wasn't
Australian dollars
expensive.
here, right?
Yeah, it was.
So-
No, it was $9.99 or
Yeah.
close to that. So, yeah, that is a
PS4.
lot.
No, I'm thinking the PS3 was really expensive.
Yeah.
The PS4 was fine.
Oh yeah,
Guess
you're
it wasn't
right.
that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think that's not true.
let's
I think
Scrap
this is
B.
bingo bongo.
Quick, throw it away.
No, wait, we might need it
No,
later.
no, throw it. Do it.
Because when we find out which
Defy
the right
him.
one is, we can quickly skip it
I'm
again.
leaning towards C. I think C is
I
more
think it's
fun.
C.
See?
But no, but
I'll be
no, but convince
swayed.
me about A.
I'll be swayed.
Convince us about A.
Yeah.
It's so specific. And
DualShock at
kids
printer.
in community centres are rat bags. They would have had fisticuffs over
If this
FIFA.
were a
Yeah.
real story, it would say DualShock 4.
What does it say?
TM, just DualShock.
But the news doesn't understand games.
That's it. That's why that's news. I think it's
Like,
C,
where was it
C,
again?
A, you get the deciding vote.
Marshfield, Wisconsin.
That feels so specific.
Oh, actually, they would have shot each other in America. I thought it was the UK.
Yeah,
all right, let's go C.
I think it's C. Because I
C?
think it's really funny.
Lock it in.
All right.
Yay! We were right. They were wrong.
You got the answer.
We're all right.
Oh, you're right. We all won.
Yeah.
There's a 4-month prison sentence in France. Oh, there it is.
That's so funny.
$10 fruit sticker.
I, for a second, in my mind, I was picturing it from the deli where they wrap it all in the paper and then slap the sticker on it.
He's
You're like,
taken a
that's
fucking
from the deli guy.
a
so you
deli
can't-"
ticket.
Yeah. This is just my square meat.
Amazing.
You know what? All he had to do was just not go back to the store.
That's
know.
totally it. Double jeopardy.
I keep
That's
getting
criminals, though,
the
isn't it?
camera
They wanna
keeps
go back to
cutting
the scene of
away.
the crime.
They
just
do.
like
They
that.
love
That's a
reliving
job
the.
thing.
You know this thing.
Yeah, because I play a lot of hidden object games and I'm
Yeah.
basically a
That's true.
certified detective.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Us three, not Peter?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
worried. I'm happy to sit this
I just can't remember who's.
No peep.
No peep.
Ooh, Super Nintendo.
Oh, I'm first.
SNES.
See, I'm doing the thing you asked me to do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did we get, Josh, did we get 3 of these per A4?
No.
So, how have you done it?
Yeah, I messed up. There was 2 on an A4. There was a fair bit of wastage.
What a waste.
I hate the environment.
That's true. That's a true
You
fact.
are constantly saying that.
SNES.
Super Nintendo, take it away, Zoe.
Fucking
Calling her that.
Nintendo developed its own exercise bike for the SNES called the Nintendo Entertainment Bike. Endorsed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It cost $3,500 USD at launch, and only 2 games were ever developed for the machine.
Interesting.
Can you say it again?
Peloton.
Nintendo developed its very own exercise bike for the SNES called the Nintendo Entertainment Bike. Oh,
The NEB.
Extertainment Bike. That's dyslexia.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
sorry.
Okay.
Endorsed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, it cost $3,500 USD at launch, and only 2 games were ever developed for the machine. So help me.
Exertainment.
That's the one.
Nintendo Exertainment bike.
Come on, get to the peripheral.
Get on the bike. You gotta pedal.
Now you're playing with pedal power. You asked me not to read it, but I did. That's the underlined bit.
Hey.
Yeah.
Got him.
Ruby?
All right.
God.
In 1991, an incredibly special version of the Super Famicom was created as a present for Japan's Emperor Akihito to celebrate how well the console was selling across the globe. Reportedly, this console contained trace minerals from a meteorite that landed in Hokkaido in 1972.
That's
so true.
crazy.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
I want that to be true.
Yeah.
And mine, before the Game Boy's Pocket Printer, a Super Nintendo version known as the Print Pack, PAK, was being developed to let kids print images from titles like Zelda: A Link to the Past and Donkey Kong Country. A prototype was created but scrapped due to limits in technology causing overheating issues. Wild. I know, I lived through the Super Nintendo. I absorbed everything
didn't.
about
How old are you?
it. Sorry?
How old are you?
Too old.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew,
And
yuck.
I had it at launch, and I had it till death. When I moved on to the N64.
Yeah.
So I read so many gaming magazines. This one I never heard of. And that one I've never heard of. So
mean,
have a
Arnold.
look at the headlines, Josh. The bike and the printer. And I researched, I swear I looked up every peripheral that was gonna be made. But I never read about the Super
that's the thing,
Famicom that was given to the Emperor.
Yeah.
The pedal one, I was like, definitely not. The print pack, I feel like I've heard of that, but maybe I'm.
It's
wrong.
more. It's definitely more believable than the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the bike, like,
You're so right.
yeah, get rid of that.
I think what's funny to me with this one is they're like, this is a really special one. Let's put some rocks in it.
Imagine going to the Emperor being like, you're not going to believe what's in this.
Yeah.
See, now I think the printer thing, because again, the printer just never came. Like the bike came out in theory. That's not true. The printer being developed and never being fully made totally could have happened.
Could have happened. Yeah, it could have happened. I'm definitely leaning towards B because I just think it's like that's
very Japanese.
That's a very Japanese business gesture as well.
Yeah.
But
also, way
They got
on
an
them.
emperor?
Yes.
Do
Way
they?
on them to go overboard with not gold. They're like, what's more precious than gold?
Space rocks.
Space rocks. Or is platinum more than gold?
Do you reckon it would have been shiny?
The rock?
No, when they made it, they would have. Did they embed?
I'm picturing a very primitive, like, what do they call the matting that they have? The like tatami mats? Is that what it's called? I'm picturing like a kind of very lovely, half made of paper and bamboo and tatami mat version of it. You like put your game in, it's like, this doesn't work.
I just think it's covered in dirt. There's rocks
No,
in
it's-
it.
I would have the start button and the switch, like the push button and the switch be made out of the rock.
The rock. Yeah.
Well, it's a trace mineral, so it's like there's some in there. You can't see this.
It should be like a little alien inside.
Oh.
I think that would have been
I
more.
think that's probably true.
glorp.
So are we
Yeah.
saying there's
Yeah.
an alien in a console?
It's probably
Or
like
there's
it's probably a cast engine as well. In that way.
Yeah.
It's an
yeah.
assassination attempt.
Yeah. We
on
love
the
you,
Emperor.
Emperor. Here's a console that makes you sick.
Yeah, it's
Yay.
gotta be.
Let's lock it in.
Only
But
that I
it's
want to see a
sparkly.
photo of it if
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah.
You locking in B?
Yeah.
Are we
Is that
locking
what
in
you
B?
are you locking in B?
We just
We
talked
gotta lock
about
in
it a
something.
lot.
But I'm really excited to see a picture of any of these three
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
We'll
me too.
fucking be.
Me too.
I want to see the bike. I want to see the printer, and I want to see Emperor's new Nintendo.
All right. So B is a lock in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
What?
How do you feel about your
It's
whole
the
life
print
being
pack,
a
isn't it?
lie?
It's the printer.
The correct one
It's the printer.
is
No way there's
Don't be the
Arnold Schwarzenegger on a
bike.
bike.
it's the bike.
What the fuck?
We threw that away so long ago.
I threw it away
my
immediately.
Show
me the bike.
Are you ready
me
to see the
B.
bike?
Yes. Is Arnold on it?
What?
What the
Arnold
hell?
looks great.
What?
I have another picture. A streamer, I believe, has sourced one.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Oh, that thing's amazing.
That's so cool.
Exo bike.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Exotainment.
And then they were like ring fit.
And only two
great.
games ever
Ring Fit
came out on it.
rocks.
That thing would have just been such a money sink for Nintendo.
Oh,
There's
it's
two
so
rounds to
big.
go, am I correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Momentary pause. Adele, well
Great
done.
work.
Very convincing.
Yeah.
Very convincing.
Yeah, shit.
Ah.
You're
You
making
gotta
us
remember,
look like
Adele
idiots.
wrote all of the fake ones herself.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah,
great
they're all
liar.
believable. You're an excellent liar.
And that's coming from me. Liar. But you wouldn't know. That might have been a lie. Next
Do
round.
you?
That's
Boogie
crazy.
Hauser?
I'll do it again.
I'm out.
You don't want to read?
Oh,
Oh, I can. Have you not gone out yet?
Yeah, no, well, we're going back around. I didn't
Okay.
read first.
Ooh.
the subject is FIFA.
FIFA.
Fefa.
FIFA kills 8,000 kids a day.
FIFA buried people in their stadiums after being built. Who's going first?
Where's the lie? None. An early update had to be deployed to FIFA 14. Is there up to 14 now?
They're so far. There's
Jesus.
25 of the things.
Is there?
Yeah.
Stop
They
making.
don't even call them FIFA anymore.
Stop making FIFA.
There's 25
They
of them.
didn't make them in the 90s for some reason.
Which fixed an issue that allowed players to score unstoppable goals by kicking directly down the middle of the pitch at a specific angle. The bug caused a huge uproar in the competitive scene as the ball travelled in such a way that it was impossible for the goalie to neither intercept nor defend.
Okay.
FIFA Football 2004 on PlayStation 2 contains a way to take control of the referee by pressing both triggers plus select plus start at the same time on the loading screen. It's believed this was created in early builds of the game but never removed by the devs.
which is very technical, all these ones, in-game stuff. And mine is the UK version of FIFA 2001, had scratch and sniff discs, similar to the stickers, where the top of the disc was scratch, it gave off a grassy scent, with the goal of letting players smell the pitch.
That's the one for me.
So I think they're all true.
Yeah, I think that's all
Bonus
correct.
round.
Adele's very good.
She's very good.
Yeah.
They've all, like, something about every single one. I don't think my one, the goals, is real.
I think it's
Can we see all the headlines together?
gotta be
I like bug, dev controls, stinky disc,
smelly disc.
So
smelly disc,
FIFA
smelly
14's
disc.
glitchy goals. I was the player, but now I am the ref. And get a good whiff of that disc. I think I've seen a photo of a CD or DVD with like a grass thing over the top, and I feel like I thought that was like a Reddit gag.
2001.
But I can like imagine it.
Very much the era of gimmicky PR
Yeah.
stuff, like swings and misses. Like unlimited supply of Red Bull when you buy Red Bull Racing, or some dumb things that were like tie-ins and all that kind of
I really respect that they, instead of being like, go out and touch grass, kids, sniff this
sniff
disc.
grass.
And kids, remember, if your disc smells like a fresh pitch, see a doctor.
And it'd be the top of the disc, so you wouldn't scratch it. So it's doable.
Someone scratched the bottom.
They would have, yeah.
Yeah.
Part of me feels
Kids, don't scratch your bottom.
Part of me
might need a
feels.
doctor.
I'm glad we have you here for this.
You're welcome.
Part of me thinks it's the. If it's anything that's not that, it's the second one. It's the ref one. I don't think it's the glitchy goal one.
No. But I do believe the FIFA community, in terms of competitive scene, would be quite upset.
Yeah.
I just seem to remember playing FIFA and being like, you could just be lined up with the edge of the goal and boot it like full boot from just shy of halfway, and it would go in every time.
There was,
But I
kind
don't
of
know
a
that it was
sweet
FIFA
spot.
14 because that feels more recent than when I was playing. But
What's the recent FIFA?
I don't know.
What?
The 20. It's called
25.
EAFC 25, but that's because it's 2025.
14's far enough back that
But
it's
14
like,
was that
2014?
14?
That's
I guess so.
2014, yeah.
14's far enough back that it's like the online competitive community exists, but not to the level.
I'm probably thinking 09 because like I just didn't play those games for 15 years.
Okay,
I
it
still
feels
don't.
like the consensus was C though.
I want it to be C.
I think we all want it to be C.
Yeah.
But maybe it's actually B.
C's the fun one.
Do we go with a funny answer?
But like the Nintendo one, I want to see A or B in footage. But I'll look at a smelly disc and
I'll happily look and see.
I'll have a little scratch and a sniff and a look. C?
C.
Happy to.
I want to see that disc.
Yeah. Show me that disc.
See yes.
Yay!
It's a stinky disc.
It's a stinky disc.
Certainly is. Look at this thing.
Smell the pitch.
Scratch and sniff.
Look at those balls.
2001.
Do you reckon it still stinks?
To this day.
I think it smells like something else now, probably.
I definitely had. It would have been one of those things that wore off the
Yeah.
third time you played the game. The heat
Yeah.
of the spinning disc would have
Smells
worn
like
off.
EA.
Smells
So-
like disc.
EA Sports. Smell your disc.
Would you think when it was heating up in the...
Oh yeah.
it was going to get like...
Oh,
Well, the idea of a
Like,
scratch and sniff is to
yeah.
like create a little bit of friction to wear down the top layer so the scent is released. And a disc spinning would definitely create that smell.
Yeah.
They should have just been like,
Why does it really
smell
smell
it
like
after a
grass?
game.
Cool. My PlayStation smells like dirt. Awesome.
Gross.
All right. Final round.
I think I'm out.
Okay.
You guys have a
Okay.
read.
Thank you.
The subject is cancelled celebrity games.
Cool.
Definitely cancelled. I just have celeb games.
I've cancelled celebrity
Okay, cool.
games.
They are cancelled celebrity games.
It's typed.
And yours is A, yes.
And mine's typed.
Read away.
In 1999, Shaq wanted to have his own basketball game called Shaq Street Ball, inspired by the recent release of NBA 2K. Working with Microsoft, the game quickly ran into licensing issues and was cancelled after a year in development. Shaq Attack.
Interesting.
Shakata. I'm next. MC Hammer was...
Sorry.
MC Hammer was set to star in a Sega CD game called Soulfire, where he fought zombie creatures called Soul Suckers. It was cancelled after 2 years of development due in part to the declining relevancy of the rapper and the commercial failure of the Sega CD.
MC Hammer declined in relevancy?
Can't touch this.
Yeah, I
Not
thought
anymore.
so.
It used to be. able to.
Bum, bum,
Damn.
bum, bum, bum,
During the peak of the Just Dance craze,
Oh, shit.
MC Hammer approached.
Double hammer fact.
He's
Hit
back.
that envelope.
No, during the peak of the Just Dance craze, Ubisoft approached Lady Gaga to create a spin-off game which would feature a story mode, surreal visuals, and unlockable outfits from each of her iconic music videos. The project fizzled out after creative differences.
Oh,
I think I heard about that one.
You reckon you got a nugget of knowledge?
I think Lady Gaga, and I love her so much, is popular enough that they would try to do a whole game.
Totally.
The Shaq one throws me. Let's have a look at them up because I felt like it was Shaq Fu was the famous one back in the on the Super Nintendo. So he had a brawler called Shaq Fu. This was in what era?
1999.
1999 on the what console?
It just said they were working with Microsoft.
Like because of NBA 2K? They're making NBA 2K games in 1999?
Shaq wants to
They
do
weren't.
his
Michael
thing.
Hard was, though, yeah.
Wouldn't it? Wait, NBA 2K? No, because 1999.
Oh, so 90K.
I don't know about that.
There's just things that could be wrong with that. We're not sure what
It's
the
like
thing is. It
1.9K.
feels off. Feels a little off.
1.9.
Shaq 1.9K.
Yeah.
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 MC Hammer or Lady Gaga. The instant gut reaction seemed to be Lady Gaga.
I don't think it's MC Hammer at all.
But he definitely failed, and the
Yeah, we
Sega
know
CD
that.
definitely failed.
But Adele just put two failures together and made a story.
Yeah, Dell's lazy like that.
No, it was
Oh,
unnecessary.
that's not what you were saying?
It was
No.
unnecessarily extra, which makes it feel real.
You leave her alone.
But like that, it's a hard thing of like, C, I feel like I've heard about before, but B, I also feel like I've heard about before.
And
So
A,
now
I
I'm
feel like I've definitely heard about before.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know who Shaq is.
C feels more recent that I feel like C feels more recent enough that one of us would be like, I definitely have heard that. That's at least two of us would. B is so far back that none of us would remember it, but it's so surreal. I reckon it happened. I want to push for
If
it.
Well,
Ubisoft's
MC
approaching anyone, it's Gaga as well, because like...
What is
that
the
choreography.
correlation between MC Hammer and zombies?
Oh, it was just wild as fucking ideas for games back then. Like, again, they made a Shaq Fu fighting game where he fought Godzilla because of
So
a famous
Yeah.
commercial
But see,
that
that's
Nike
I
made.
don't think A is true because of Shaq Fu.
Oh wait, was that Charles Barkley? No, it was Shaq Fu. Was a game.
Racist.
Did Barkley have another game?
I never played any of them.
No.
We're too young.
I would go
I only know
abracadabra.
You reckon it's?
Abracadabra a la ooh la la.
Gaga unana.
I don't understand any of that. Is that a lyric?
Yeah.
Yeah, but abracadabra
Only her little
is
monsters know
one
that.
of the new songs.
Abracadabra, abracadabra.
Abra.
So good. I'm singing live. I'm so fucking.
Wait,
Oh
when
my
are you
God,
going?
that show's gonna be amazing.
Are you going
Let's
Friday?
see, please.
Locking in C?
Lock it.
I'll double check.
It's wrong.
Yeah, good work, everyone.
Interesting.
No.
Was it B?
The correct answer. Bow, 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 bow.
Amazing.
I just don't. Ah.
Show me, Josh. Show me something. Concept art.
Two failed things together
The
make a
game?
third failed thing.
You have the game.
Hammer versus Evil D in Soulfire.
That's crazy.
Holy what?
Is it a
Oh,
nuclear
yeah.
bomb going
Is
off
he
in the back?
dancing?
Oh my god,
he
he's
is.
dancing.
Where's
Oh my
the?
God, where's the parachute pants? He's got skinny little legs. Maybe you get the parachute pants by winning the game.
That's crazy.
That's so wild.
Got us a
Wow.
very good.
Very good, Adele. Very good, Adele.
What do we think?
You're very tricky.
I don't know how I feel about MC Hammer having a game.
Don't worry, it never came out.
You're right.
Yeah.
They
That's
cancelled
true.
it because
That's
his
true.
career died.
Bing bong.
Well,
Can't
bloody
trust it.
done.
I would be so embarrassed if a game was being made with me in it and then the studio got back to me. It was like, you aren't relevant anymore, so we're not making it.
Well, they
Imagine
would have
that
told him it's
conversation.
the Sega CD is dead, and they would have told the Sega CD it's because MC
MC
Hammer's in
Hammer's
the
dead.
game.
It's because MC
It's
Hammer's
not you,
dead.
it's me.
Yeah.
And then they see MC Hammer at a party and they're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
What the frick?
Love it.
And that was Truth News Seek.
It's Truth News Seek.
Coming up next on Channel 10.
Totally wild.
What's Channel 10? I'm kidding.
It's a television
I'm
network.
kidding. I know.
I'm getting a phone call. Oh, it's an ad break.
I hit it. Oh, where's Wowzy? Oh, where's a Wowzy? Days.
A rousing, rallying hello, Wolsey fans! In today's adventure, be on the lookout for some denim ducking behind a car, a pocket peeking out of a tree, and of course, where would we be without our titular hero himself, Wolsey? I think he's disappeared somewhere on Lygon Street, Melbourne. Can you help us find him? He's there somewhere, folks, but where? Time's almost up. Have you found him? There he is. Well, until next time, Wolsey superfans, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this Wolsey.
Oh, where's Wowzy? Days.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Here's every cameo I've found in Death Stranding 2 so far. Thank you. Scottish synth-pop trio Churches run an outback animal sanctuary. Of course, Aussie filmmaker God George Miller is the captain now. Popular Japanese VTuber Yuseda Pakora is apparently a data scientist, and Bollywood director SS Rajamouli even pops up to say hi. Musician Jen Hoshino, who did music for the first game, now gets some screen time. And finally, anime director Mamoru Ushi from Ghost in the Shell fame now runs a pizza joint. Just don't disrespect his methods. The man loves making pizza.
No one will ever stop me from making my pizzas.
Welcome back, Back Pocket fans. We had an ad break there, and you stuck around, and you're still here with us. Thank you very much. In that ad break, we saw an ad for Wolsey, one of our faves. There's 3 variations of that one. Did you pick where he was this time? It's annoying every time.
Because it's impossible.
Correct.
By design,
it's there to be annoying. And we also saw a word creative from Dolphin Pants, a wonderful collation of all the creative stuff done out there on the channel on the Discord. Love your work. And we also saw one of the socials there, the one from all the cameos that I'd found in Death Stranding. I have since put out 2 more Death Stranding 2 socials, so I'm enjoying making content around that game, but I think I've run dry of everything else I could come up with about Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
On the beach.
So yeah, go check out the socials.
I just came up with one.
Sure.
It's like an ASMR video, and it's just the different footfalls of him walking in different locations.
Peter Burns, you're not far off what I was considering doing, which was a time lapse of running around the whole of continent of Australia.
But I just want to hear the crunch on snow, because all the games, all the sound design. So crunch on snow, the sand of the beach.
Bit of
pushing
mud,
grass,
bit of mud.
stepping on rocks.
Some,
but it's just like you could do match cuts because it's just camera right behind.
I'm fairly certain that the game plays footstep noises the whole way through your DualShock as well, or whatever it's called, the DualSense. Because you notice it when it's raining. But I'll do that. I'll mic up my DualSense and I'll record.
Have you looked at the stars yet?
I have. We put that one up today.
Showed him that.
I found Kojima. We found
good.
Kojima in the stars.
Yeah.
We also found what happens when you sleep near a coffin. If you haven't seen it, go to our TikTok or Instagram, check out backpocket.gg for links to all the socials, and you'll see what happens. It made a really interesting response from Ruby.
Tomorrow?
No, that one went up today.
That one went up today.
It did. You put it up.
Forgot.
One
She's
thing,
so
I've been
busy.
sick all week.
That's true.
She's a busy woman.
One thing we don't forget, and we will never forget, is our support from patrons, particularly those who support it at a particularly high tier, and that would be our Back Pocket business partner. It's the one, the only, Buri Buri, everyone. Thank you, Buri Buri, for sponsoring the show at that tier. If you didn't know, Buri Buri is a gaming IP lawyer, and they have a passion for working with indie developers. Her work involves assisting game developers and creatives with protecting their IP. Pause for email. Securing screen agency funding and negotiating with publishers. If you are a working game dev that finds the legal side of the industry to be a bit of a blur and you want to make sure you're getting the most out of your deals with the big dogs, woof woof, Buri Buri will fight for you. And if you don't use Buri Buri, we will fight you. Buri Buri would have done a killing doing some work down at Alt Games, maybe. Handing out some business cards, definitely some prospectful game developers.
Is insane.
Oh yeah?
In games world, so I'm like, yeah.
In what way is it insane in your mind?
Oh, I mean, it's hard to like.
For the people making the games?
For the people, like people making the games, you got to own your own IP, as well as like preserving like IP around that is a bit tricky because then you're like, who owns what, that kind of thing.
You know, there are patents on like game mechanics as well.
Exactly,
Like,
source code. It's a dark, deep hole.
I don't mean to discredit it.
Navigating that world is challenging.
Well,
so
totally.
having someone like Buri Buri is a massive boon.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to discredit it as a field. I'm glad there is someone working in it. But for me, it would feel like the thing that sneaks up on you near the tail end of your development when you're really happy, proud, excited, and it's that little bit of homework. It's the tax paper that you're like, oh my God, I forgot to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it would be an absolute bummer for people who are
I can't wait to release my game called Mario 2.
Jesus Christ, your brain went. File not found.
Luigi and Mario.
It's the year of Luigi. What? No.
Yeah. Sonic the Bedge Bug.
So thank you to Buri Buri. And again, do reach out using that email if you feel her services would be beneficial to you or any of your friends. All right, we're going to move on with the final segment of the show. A little more chatter, but it's about things on screens that aren't video games. It's on other screens.
What?
A subsidiary of Pocket Watch. On Other Screens is where we have a quick chat about some of the things we've seen on screens that aren't video games, and it's brought to us by the one, the only, the Dump Days. Fucking, I forgot that was the noise again. You know what used to precede a phone call as well? It would happen, and then you'd have this little pause, and then someone's Nokia would be like, oh, it's Justin Powers. But it would be this moment to go, fuck, there's a call about to come through. So it was this weird kind of like, about
Sounds
to
like
tell
a
the
terrible
future.
time to be alive.
It wasn't great. You were alive, you just didn't have a phone, I think.
Terrible time.
Sure. Dump Days sponsors segments, and when they do so, we have a quick look at a Dump Days artwork, comic, or something similar. Josh, have you got a Dump Days original for us? Ruby, you are on the left. Chloe, you are on the right.
Wait, which color mouse?
Your brownie.
Okay.
They say every day is a gift.
I hope they get the receipt for Monday.
That's it, single panel.
It's a single panel. That's all it needs.
That's all you need.
Beautiful.
What the fuck are they doing? Are they hot tubbing in coffee?
Yeah, or hot chockey, and having a little hot chockey of their own.
Mine had a really bad day.
Oh yeah.
It looks like it's lost a nub of its tail as well. There's another point
Yours
to
is
that.
kind of Garfield coded because he'd be hating Mondays.
Yours is in some
hate
serious crack
Mondays.
coffee over there.
I got a scar. What happened to me?
What did I see?
Even my teeth are all fucked up. I
love
got a
you.
bung eye.
Yeah,
Very good.
maybe he's just lazy.
And I've got
It might not be injured.
Not only
No,
am I
it's just-
in a big mug of
Oh,
hot
right.
chucky, I also had a little mug of hot
Yeah.
chucky.
Yeah, 2 muggies.
So
Yeah.
the
And
next
I
comic,
actually got mugged.
Yeah.
not that we do commission-based suggestions here, but the next comic needs to be what's in that mug. What little bit of hilarious banter is
even
going on
deeper.
between small
On a
things.
microbial level.
There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dump Days, for sponsoring this segment and all the patrons who sponsor segments tonight. All right. On other screens, stuff we've seen. Peter, you went to a premiere event, a special night, a night to share with those around you that you care for, that you love.
Yep.
On an enormous level, a Jurassic level, some might say.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good.
Millions of years in the making.
Did you
might
see
say.
F1?
Yes, I have. Brad Pitt is old now.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Rebirth is out now in cinemas. I think today, a couple of nights ago, Josh and I went across to a screening thanks to our friends at Junkie. Which is actually Leah Kim, who was away. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
I don't think we're supposed to say that.
Delete that.
Josh
it's
went
okay, it's
as
not
Leah
live.
Kim, and I went as Junkie. And so here I am. This is me writing the article right now, posted, and saw the latest Jurassic World film. And it is the 4th of the World series of Jurassic films.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's the original trilogy. Well, there's an original movie, and then they made 2 more of those. And then they made Jurassic World, which was the modern theme park Jurassic films, which have, across the course of 4 films, become that dinosaurs now exist out in the world, and humans are dealing with the ramifications of that. And we entered Jurassic World Rebirth after the most recent Jurassic film, Jurassic World Dominion, was critically very poorly received. And the reaction to that was to bring in an entirely new cast and try and make a action blockbuster that is disconnected from those story threads that they wove with that World trilogy. And so there's a new MacGuffin and there's new characters, and they're off to there's a
It's a type of
dinosaur
dinosaur.
called MacGuffinosaur. MacGuffinsaurus
It's
Rex.
Scottish.
They're on one of the many islands.
It's a new island.
It's a new
we
island.
We talked about this the other night.
Yeah.
I looked it up. They said it's
How many
an
dinosaur islands exist in Jurassic
Well,
Park?
it's infinite.
Well, in theory, the first park, the second movie is a second island where they had extras. The third movie, third island.
Where
World
are they getting all
is
these dinosaurs?
Don't they
World
fucking
is
learn?
World
The
is in
dinosaurs. It's more how they afford the islands.
World's a new island.
Some rich
I mean,
guys
both.
buying islands
For
Yeah.
dinosaurs?
for dinosaurs.
World 2 is the island that has the volcano on it.
Fuck, like
yeah.
Spy Kids.
And this is a new. And I didn't see Dominion, but I don't think there was an island.
I don't think
There
you need to
wasn't.
watch it.
So there's, in theory, 6 islands.
There was
That's
an island.
crazy.
There was definitely an exogen or InGen, whatever they're called, facility. But this one, there is a new island. But the premise of this film is that Rupert Friend's character is a kind of smarmy businessman. There's the classic archetypes. Smarmy businessman. He's working for Big Pharma, and they want to take some DNA from the I can't remember how they phrase it, but the
three biggest species.
Yeah, but they're the gigantor versions of dinosaurs because they have the biggest hearts, and it becomes a video game because they need one
friendship.
from the sea, the land, and the sky.
It's fucking Zelda. And they're on each corner of the island.
It's the Triforce of Heart Pump.
What was the
Bango.
dinosaurs that were the Triforce?
There is the
well, swimmy one, fly one, runny one.
Yeah.
Did
But
they-
I'll remember the names.
Did they?
Because you're a big dinosaur fan, right? Thalassophobus Rex.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the ocean one. Megalopolis.
Uh-huh.
Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the clear.
Oh my-
And then there's a bird one with a beak.
You got me there for
Oh,
a bit.
bird.
And you said
Best one?
Well, the best dinosaur is the ocean one.
Yeah, okay.
But they do that first. And Jurassic film on the ocean doesn't make a lot of sense.
Did the 3 dinosaurs combine to make one?
They
big
don't. So
dinosaur?
they just steal some of the blood of the living creature. They come up with a bunch of excuses for why they can't just go and like kill them and take stuff from their bones or whatever.
Sure.
But it's enough of an excuse to go on an adventure and suspend your disbelief and spend some time in action. And the set pieces in this film are, for the most part, really good. I think the action is like 60%, 70% like really solid, and then the rest of it is like kind of what you expect from modern action films, which is a bit schlocky, a little bit messy, but ultimately like the motivations of these characters is pretty clear in all these sequences in like a 90s action film way of like, Rupert Friend is the bad guy, but nice enough. And there's a kid who's a bit of a punk, and you're like, oh, he's going to die, but he actually has a heart of gold.
Because
Thing.
there is a family involved in this.
Correct.
Which I didn't get really from the trailers, but yeah, because I thought this was Marines going to hunt dinosaurs. I didn't want it to be violent, but I thought it was going to be, they were like Scarlet.
You thought it was Turok the movie.
Kind of. But then there is a family swept up in it, which feels a little at odds with the kind of like action style, but that's there for a reason? Like, is it that they're the everyman family of the on the island?
Because those people are part of the party as well. Like the hot guy with the glasses is...
You mean Jonathan Bailey's slutty little glasses?
Yeah, his slutty little glasses face.
Yeah.
He is a civilian. He's a scientist.
Sure.
And obviously Rupert Friend is a civilian. And Scarlett Johansson's team is equipped to go and do the impossible. They just action squad.
So they've
never dealt with dinosaurs. The family gets swept up in it because the big fish thing destroys their boat, and they save them because, of course, they're gonna save the human beings that are stranded in the middle of the ocean. And then they all get chased onto this island, and so they're all on here together.
Okay.
It is like, I feel comfortable in saying this is not a good movie. I think this is a better film than Dominion.
Yeah.
I think it's a more fun, minute-to-minute, like, thrilling action movie with dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are fun on screen. There are some great sequences in it that are predictable but well executed. And it's fun enough. And I think, like, it's a cinema film. Like, you want to go and see it on a big screen with a good sound system. It's not... I don't think it's as scrubbable as the last one. The last three, even. No, I think Jurassic World has enough reason to go and see it on a big screen. And I think
Colin
this is...
Trevorrow as well. Like, it was a commendable attempt to be a modern Jurassic Park with the theme park and the money and all that and clashing with the dinosaurs.
A good point, because the filmmaker, Gareth Edwards, I love him as a filmmaker. I don't think his filmmaking is present.
Be hard for any of those really distinct directors to get their vision through the studio with this kind of IP.
I half agree with that, except I think he did an amazing job with Rogue One. I think he's present in that film.
But that famously had a bunch of reshoots
of course,
and recuts and stuff. But
I think his filmmaking is as in Rogue One as it is in The Creator.
Yeah.
And it is not here. It's not. There's so much crap exposition sequences and just forced. You need to empathize with this character because they're telling you the reason why you should, as opposed to presenting it in an interesting way.
It sucks to make the comparison to the first Jurassic Park, but those characters they arrive and you learn to learn about them, and in doing so love them and then care for them because you don't you care that they get out of there alive, where it's like being told why you should care about the characters just never lands the same way.
Yeah, totally. It's just there are some just ludicrous sequences between characters who are like, we haven't seen each other for 20 years, so it's like, how's your wife? Dead still? Not that, but that's how they catch each other up. It's like,
that's crazy.
We've got a 45-second sequence. That's not actually the words, but there's 45 seconds of two characters reconnecting, so they just say the most pivotal things that they need to say about their character
arcs. Here's my
arcs.
full name and the saddest thing that's ever happened to me.
Exactly.
You
now
care
I'm
about
getting,
me. It's
now I'm getting eaten by a dinosaur.
Yeah. So
the dinosaurs looked incredible on film though, on Kodak. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't believe how well they came off on film.
They touted that they filmed that they did the Colin that Gareth Edwards filmed it all on Kodak film stock, but then they have to paint. They have to composite dinosaurs and extra bits of scenery.
Not just dinosaurs, most of the scenery.
Was it all CGI dinosaurs, or did they have some
real dinosaurs?
I don't know if there was.
Real? Some of them real?
There was definitely practical ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume there was some prac in some spaces, but I don't know. Maybe the teeth coming through the raft kind of moments, that kind of stuff. But because that stuff all looked really good.
The big boy's legs as well, Pete.
Big boy's legs. Oh, the big boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not that. The what is it called? I had the names up. The Titanosaurus.
There's a
right, the hand on that.
Titanosaurus.
Yeah.
The calm guys. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yep. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
They're in
some
the
pieces,
footage, yeah.
but-
And I don't know how I feel about this as well. We'll move on, but it's like these are all genetically modified ones as well. So they're not. There's some classics, but a lot of these are ones made specifically for this film. That's the idea.
Maybe I don't know about the ones that they draw the blood from, but maybe. But there's definitely they encounter. The whole island was an island of. I mean, I guess you're probably right. They are probably fake. I don't know enough dinosaurs. That's a T-Rex. But there's a thing called a D-Rex as well, which was very funny because I was like, that's a dick.
Dinosaurus Rex.
Dinosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
The
do you want to know what it actually stands for, Pete? Because I just looked it up.
What is it?
The D-Rex stands for Distortus Rex.
What the hell are you even
Wait,
talking
that's
about?
not the one.
to
That's not the one that
me?
can camouflage from World.
No.
Okay.
Is it because it looks kind of funky?
But this is the
This
island
is-
where they made the one from World. This is the
Yes.
island where they did the cross-breeding, cross-genetic
I get
stuff.
it from a storytelling perspective to go, let's use this as a way to create new dinosaurs and interesting things because it's a really interesting parallel between the fact that people are getting, in this world, people are getting from the trailer sick of dinosaurs because they exist. And they're making a film about people who are probably sick of these dinosaur films and going like, I've seen them all, so they have to make special ones, which are essentially aliens now.
Yeah.
I love that they can just keep going on the like storyline of we killed the dinosaurs that got made back alive again. But then someone decided to make some more dinosaurs and they're worse. Just stop making them.
Yeah.
I think the first 15 minutes of this film is the strongest part of the film. Like I like all the setup and but then it just becomes obvious beats and CG dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a surprise to anyone, but yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that Jonathan Bailey did a flute solo as well for this movie?
Clarinet.
Did it get cut?
Clarinet, yeah.
Or
No,
was
it's
it
a
in it?
No, it's
clarinet.
in
It was
it.
in it.
He's in the
He's
orchestra
like
with it.
touching the
Yeah.
dinosaur. I saw that. That's the
And
only two things I know
it's
this movie.
him.
It's like,
It's his scene where he touches a dinosaur too. It's very cool.
But he's
So
playing it
it's-
at the
it's
same
pretty sweet.
time
Yeah, he was
to
a-
soothe the dinosaur. Cool. Jurassic World Rebirth. I'll go up next and talk briefly about, I saw 28 Years Later, the latest film in the later
28.
28 in the
series.
28 later series.
Days, weeks, years.
Days, weeks, years. This is the next film in that series by one of my favorite all-time directors. It's tied. Give me a second. Danny
It's
Boyle.
tied, guys.
Danny Boyle.
Danny Boyle.
Danny Boyle returns to this series and tells the story of what's happened to the world since the rage virus has broken out. And this story centers around the fact that the virus is completely contained and quarantined around the United Kingdom, while weeks, which is 28 Days Later, fantastic film. 28 Weeks Later, different director, still a very good film. At the end of 28 Weeks Later, there was the hinting that the virus might have gotten further out than just the UK. That's reined back in to tell this story. And very quickly at the beginning of the film, they retcon some of that to say that this all takes place, the fact that the rest of the world might be kind of getting on with its life, but the UK is infested with this virus and they're just basically trying to let it die out. The story then takes some pretty unique twists and turns to go against some of those thoughts. And this story centers around a young boy who lives on an island that has a community in it that have found a way of living that has a very it's half community, half cult by a lot of the vibes that are there, but it's a well-functioning community. And this is the story of him reaching an age where he now sets off onto the mainland with his father, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, with the goal of sort of, maturing into manhood by learning about the infected on the land, and the story proceeds from there. I loved this movie. This is my favorite film this year. I love Danny Boyle. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. For those who don't know, Trainspotting 1 and 2, The Beach, A Life Less Ordinary, Slumdog Millionaire, all very wonderfully experimental films in their sort of both how they're shot and how they're edited. And he has a very strong, unique sort of style to how he makes his films, but it all changes. Sunshine, I should point out, another fantastic film. The last film that he worked with Gareth. I just said Gareth Edwards.
Yeah.
Gareth Evans?
The writer. No.
Who am I thinking
It's not
of?
a Gareth.
No, it's not a Gareth.
It's the writer man.
It's who wrote The Beach, and he wrote Sunshine, and he wrote this,
B-Mac.
and B-Mac. Someone help me here, put me out of my misery.
Yeah, it's Alex Garland.
Alex
you,
Garland, thank
Garland.
you. Who he worked with on 28 Days Later. So it's their pairing up again after they had a bit of a falling out for a few years, and then they basically wrote to each other and they're like, "I really like everything you've worked on." And
They
vice
worked
versa.
it out on the remix.
Yeah.
Aw,
They did.
I love that.
And this film, I thought might be Danny Boyle in his later years, maybe toning back his style a little bit. It is not. It is the other direction, and it's fucking wild. It is what I like to call kind of a collage of filmmaking styles. Everything goes in the pot. And therefore, with that kind of style treatment, nothing is out of bounds. And I just think it's fantastic. It uses some unconventional filming styles. It uses some unconventional editing, and also some like music and audio choices throughout the whole thing. If you've seen the trailer, go give it if you haven't seen the trailer, go give it a watch. If you've seen the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. That aesthetic carries into this whole film, and it's wonderful. But the best thing about this film, without spoiling it, is that it does a wonderful thing that Danny Boyle tends to do, which is starts telling a story here, and he takes it completely in a different direction, kind of almost it changes the genre as it continues. And that is always surprising, and that like definitely is what happens in this film too. There are moments of I wouldn't call this a scary film. If anyone's thinking of not seeing this because they don't like scary movies,
Me.
I would say this isn't a horror film. There's some unsettling stuff, but there might be one or two.
We saw Monkey Man together, and she was like at a lot of bits.
Yeah.
So.
It was kind
There's
of
a lot
gross.
of prosthetic cock banging around in this.
There is a lot of
28,
wang out on show here because
Is
the
it gore?
infected.
Is it gory?
Yes, it is gory. Yes, yes.
Like Nosferatu, like on that scale.
Yeah, it is gory and unsettling, and there is kind of stuff that might make you
Yeah.
freak out a bit, but I think it's drenched in like style and there's so much here that is good filmmaking and good tension that it is a violent. I'm pretty sure it's like it's not a but it's not a scary film.
Real dinosaurs.
Oh my god!
It is a clever, interesting film that takes some real interesting turns. I reckon everyone goes see this. I was really happy when this finished because it ends in an interesting way. That's all I'll say. And when it finished, I was like, cool. I'd completely slept on the fact that they had not only written the next film, but they'd shot it and it's being edited and it's coming out early next year. So 28 years later, The Bone Temple is the sequel to this. It's been directed by...
Bone Temple.
It's been directed by the director who did The Marvels and something else. Anyway, that film is good to go. And then depending on how well this does, Danny Boyle has said that he will consider directing the next film after that.
Oh, cool.
And kind of rounding up the whole... I just lost count of
28
films.
later.
Yeah, I don't know what 28s it'll be.
There's
But
28 later,
right?
we'll have potentially 6 films where the
Wow.
first, third, and sixth would be directed by Danny Boyle, which I
That's
would just
crazy.
love to happen because this really leaves you in a place that you're like, this is fantastic. So yeah, you've seen it, Pete. You guys
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
Nah.
I agree. I think it's fascinating filmmaking. It's really like next to Jurassic Park, a film that doesn't have a great director's fingerprint on it. This is just a great director's fingerprint. This whole film, it's like
sick.
there's artistry in it, and there's so much conscious decision making that you see on screen. Like it feels like watching a classic movie by an auteur as opposed to one of these post MCU studio blockbusters that just is about ticking boxes as opposed to being an interesting film. And yeah, it's interesting filmmaking, and it's a really fucking beautiful story and really beautifully told. Like it's actually like, I agree, it's my favorite film this year. I don't know that anything will top it, but there's still a long time to go this year. But I love the turn that it takes, and I love how unafraid it is to be what the filmmakers want it to be, as opposed to anything else. Because there's things in it that I'm like, that's fucking weird. The whole film, you're like, that's weird. You're constantly saying that.
Yeah, I was going to say what's amazing is that I'm usually drawn to directors that have a really considered vision from the start. I love the idea that Mad Max Fury Road was completely storyboarded like a comic book. I actually like a lot of Zack Snyder's stuff when he follows a a graphic novel. Spielberg, everything is considered, everything is put together right. I hate directors who go and get heaps of coverage and then try and find the story in the edit. The thing is, I feel like Danny Boyle is a mixture of the both because there's no way everything is so kinetic and frenetic and crazy. There's no way you go and plan that. You definitely go out and shoot the rodeo and get everything. But the fact that he can bring that all in and he can have stuff shot is all shot on an iPhone built out with crazy lenses and builds and all that kind of stuff. But he had it for the immediacy of the film, being able to get the footage and some of the mobility in it. He definitely goes and shoots more than he probably needs. The fact that he can then craft a film this well told or a story this well told at the end of it versus this feels unnecessary, like he just had extra. He must have offcuts, but I feel like he uses the whole animal after he kills it kind of vibe.
Totally. I think like the where he plays in post is always interesting, and that's where he's got the fat to work with. But in the story, it doesn't feel like he has fat in the story bits and in the character interaction and in the intimate moments, which make it's the cadence, the breathing of this film that makes it a really beautiful watch. Is just pacing, and you enjoy the intimate moments because it's followed this really frenetic, chaotic thing, and it just is it's so beautiful and dynamic.
And and finally the performances. Jodie Comer is amazing. Aaron Taylor Johnson I've always liked as an actor. He's picked some
good
dud.
in everything.
He's
even the stuff that like is not good. He's good in.
Maybe not Craven.
I think, but I think he's trying in it. I love him in Godzilla and stuff. Like he's really good. Yeah. Ray Fiennes, absolute.
Ray Fiennes in
need
it.
Figures of that
Is
character.
Silly Man Murphy in this one?
No. Cillian Murphy isn't in this one. That was a rumor going into this because there's a very anemic-looking zombie that people thought that's him.
That's Silly Man Murphy.
He has said he is in the next one, and potentially, then could be in the one after that. But yeah, he's confirmed that he shot scenes that are in the next film as well. And the kid, I don't know the kid's name, but he's tremendous in it too. He's really, really good.
Really carries the film.
BMax said in the chat, this is his first feature film.
Wow.
Wild.
It's really cool.
So, and the best thing about this as well is you do not have to have seen the other two films. I think that's the best part about all three of these films. You could see them in any order and you'd still enjoy them. But do yourself a favor, go see the first one. It's fantastic. And then you may as well watch the next one. And then, this is a good film. 28 years later. Chloe.
I watched things as well, but probably not. I watched a series.
Okay.
I watched Nathan Fielder's The Rehearsal Season 2, and I think it's one of the greatest things on television ever produced. So Nathan Fielder is a comedian, and in basically the premise of The Rehearsal, the whole series in general, is that he takes scenarios and he recreates them using like insane props, sets, actors, so that way he can pretty much predict what is going to happen or try to figure out ways to beat the system. But in The Rehearsal Season 2, he has extensively researched airline commercial crashes and he's trying to figure out the root cause of them. And he has determined that it is because of the communication breakdown between a pilot and a co-pilot. And what's the worst bit is I think he's actually proved it. So
100%.
So it's a 6-part series. Every episode except for the last one is 30 minutes. The last one's an hour.
Okay.
And what he goes into it, so he's basically recreated a whole airport. He hires actors in. He is like surveilling different pilots, watching them. But before a flight, he's reviewing the footage. Like they're not talking to each other. The only time they talk to each other is in the cockpit. And then there's this weird tension between a pilot and a co-pilot. The pilot has this assertive energy to it, and then a co-pilot doesn't want to give any facts or anything to them and give feedback because they feel like they're going to get knocked down. And then that's actually proven in black box recording, like transcripts that he's shown to this. It's kind of insane. The budget is endless because I'm not going to spoil the ending, but what this man does to prove it to a higher level, because he even tries to take this to Congress, like that's the level he's going to, is insane. There's one episode where he fully reenacts the life of Captain Sullivan, the pilot who landed in the Hudson.
Birds.
Yeah. And I don't want to spoil anything too much about the series, but there's one scene where at the end he's reading Captain Sully's life, and then after the dad's death, he notices that he keeps talking about his attention and like love of an iPod and music, because he never really opened up to anyone, but found that he could express his emotions through music, and particularly through one band, Evanescence.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And there's one song, obviously, "Bring Me to Life," that he keeps referring to, and he notices that when the Hudson, the actual flight was happening, there's a moment in time where it's 23 seconds and he's silent, and people are trying to talk to him, like the radio people as well, his co-pilot, but he's silent, and Nathan Fielder clocks that the chorus to Bring Me to Life is exactly 23 seconds, and he's hypothesizing that he was listening to it to hype himself up to land the plane.
So
and then he asks, how should we do this with the co-pilot? It's insane. But he recreates
I should
it.
watch this. I still in your description, and I'm not doing this to feel negative, I don't understand Nathan Fillion yet.
Fielder.
What did I say? Fillion.
Yeah.
Nathan Fielder, yeah.
Did you watch any of Rehearsal season 1?
No.
Yeah.
So
Have
the
you seen
Never
Nathan
watched
for
Nathan
You?
for You.
Bits, clips.
Yeah.
And I found them funny because I've not quite understood, and I want to, that I'm like, oh, he's a hidden camera absurdist comedian who is looking for moments to make people uncomfortable.
No, he's a
not
businessman.
not in a Sacha Baron Cohen way. I'm getting it wrong. In a
With
kind of
really
like
good grades.
He graduated from college with really good grades.
totally.
But they're taking the piss because but it's also true, because that is the weird energy of Nathan Fielder is that he is playing in truth and delivering in a tone that feels like he's making a joke, but it's reality.
But it's really earnest.
It's really earnest.
And the first season of the Rehearsal was, the premise is that in order to face challenging things in life, if you rehearse it to the closest detail possible to reality, you have a better chance of succeeding once the reality you're in the situation that you're afraid of.
Is he
So
rehearsing it multiple times, or just doing it
yes,
really detailed?
but in an extravagant way.
Yeah.
So it's like,
With that
you're going
HBO
to
money.
You're nervous about going to play trivia at the pub because of the way that the other people are. He hires people that are like the archetypes of your friends. He builds the bar that you're going to have the trivia in, and then he takes you to it, and you play trivia with actors playing your friends, so that then when they film you playing trivia with your friends, you've got these lines that you've rehearsed already.
And when he's doing that, he is still, in a very brilliant way, I'm correct if I'm wrong, he's still aware enough that he's setting up how it lands so it feels extra
to an extent
humorous from an awkward kind of like. He's not I'm trying to find the best example, but he's not oblivious to it all. He's so smart that he knows that he's getting good content out of this by making this scenario a bit awkward, but then plays well, and then so it's like he's puppet mastering it with a straight face.
Very straight face. There's only been a few times you can see him almost break, but I will agree. I just looked in the text, Nicro text. Yes, that is correct. Rehearsal season 2 is so different.
Which I
to
love
Rehearsal
that
season
that's
1.
a whole different
You
premise.
could watch season 2 with no context of season 1 and be okay.
But you go into Rehearsal season 2 having watched season 1, going, okay, I know what I'm in for, and
Yeah.
it starts the same way.
Yeah.
And it's about well, it actually starts with the setup of what the season is going to be.
Yeah.
But the first person that he approaches to rehearse something is like, oh, there's a first officer or a second officer, like a junior pilot, who is has a relationship with his partner that is a little bit uncertain.
Rocky ground.
And so like the best shot in the whole series for me is Nathan Fielder with his shoes off on the guy's bed.
Yeah.
It's fucking gold. Like, he does everything earnestly, seriously, except that he does it with just a lilt that is just the most absurd, funny thing.
Yeah. But in that way, is this the kind of show that, and this says a lot about how well he does this, that I might show to my older sister or my dad, and they just would watch the whole thing and still not understand it, kind of.
No,
because it is serious.
Yeah. Well, at one point, he starts highlighting that, like, pilots don't go to therapists because once you start opening up your issues, the FAA can then take away your license. Or if you get diagnosed with anxiety or depression, it takes away your license. So pilots are shutting down, not talking to each other. That's the whole premise of the show, and he's highlighting mental
Did he
health
get his
issues
pilot's
too.
license?
Apparently,
as well?
chat mentioned that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy to talk about it.
Well, yeah. Look, I'm
That's
intrigued enough.
That's a payoff.
I'm
a
intrigued
payoff.
enough that I'm
You should fucking watch
yeah,
it.
no, I'm
Yeah.
excited to watch it.
Yeah.
I just, again, it seems daunting at the start to go, do I get this guy's humor or his intelligence through that humor, which clearly is worth the payoff and like worth getting involved in it. But I need to understand where his head is at. But yeah.
For me, watching anything Nathan Fielder, the payoff for me is seeing him crack a little smile.
Yeah.
Like the facade
There's-
breaks for just a second,
I
but then
will
he comes
send you
right
a
back
clip
into
from
it.
the rehearsal season 2 where he does it because this woman throws him off. He was not expecting this answer.
But as
the
you said,
Einstein lady.
I haven't watched all of it.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll send you the Einstein lady.
That's all on. Is it Max? HBO Max now? I think it is.
Yeah, Max.
Max. Okay, cool. Season 2. I might start with season 1. That looks good. Ruby, round us out with some butt kicking cyborg girl power.
Mithrigan 2, baby. Mithrigan 2. Mithrigan's back, and this time it's the second movie. In this one, it's Terminator 2.
Oh, because
she's a goodie.
The baddie comes a goodie?
Baddie comes a goodie, baby.
Nice. Right.
If you didn't see the last Mithrigan, she gets I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. It's all right. I
That's the
forgive you
rudest thing I've ever
immediately.
done. I love you
That's
so
all right.
much.
I love you.
I'm here if you need to
Yeah, you
talk.
can touch my foot.
Okay. So Mithrigan, she got is it a spoiler if I'm talking about the first movie?
No.
The trailer from I haven't seen it. Is that it's a doll? It's a lifelike doll that the girl gets that eventually starts doing some sort of Chucky behavior and
Pretty
can
much,
be a bit
yeah.
murdery.
Well,
and then
her,
it's how do we get rid of it?
Auntie, who kind of becomes like her adoptive mother, has built Mithrigan.
Okay.
And
Turns a
pretty
bit
much-
murdery, and that's us. It's them
yeah,
versus
but
the murdery.
you know, it's kind of justified. Her purpose in life is to protect the little girl.
Got it.
And be her best friend and take care of her. And things get in the way of that. So of course she simply has to slay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Forgiven. But yeah, by the end of Mithrigan 1, she's got deaded. And then Mithrigan 2 opens with someone who we initially think is Mithrigan, because we see the back of her head. But it looks like a damn real lady. And so it turns out that the code and prototype used for Mithrigan was stolen, sold off. I'm pretty sure it was a mixture of A and B. And because basically when Megan went wrong, they decided to just like can everything, throw everything away. But the some secret entity got a hold of those blueprints and made their own version of Megan for nefarious purposes.
The T-1000.
Exactly.
The
And
metal one.
Originally, the government thinks that they're controlling it when suddenly she goes rogue. And then it turns out they're not controlling her at all. And they think, ooh, I wonder who's controlling her. Best go to the source material. And one thing leads to another, and Mithrigan's back. So Mithrigan never really died.
Okay, I hung up on that. But the idea is that there's a new Mithrigan. Oh, sorry. There's the code has been used on a more deadly bot, and
just
so
say
they
Megan.
have to go back. And
No,
get the
Mithrigan.
original. Does the original Megan remember the first film, or is she like a
Yeah,
new?
yeah.
Okay,
So
right.
Mithrigan, she remembers everything. She kind of has been there all along in the main character, because all of the main cast is back. And the main character, she has this fancy new house. She's been doing like a bunch of she's been doing like book tours and shit and TEDx talks and whatever. Maybe TED Talks, sorry. But like been doing all this stuff. And she has this really cool house that's like all like tech. Smart house. She's got the smart house, but Mithrigan's built into the smart house.
Yeah, okay.
And she's just been hanging out.
Pierce Brosnan in the Smart House in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Did you
Except
like
with
this?
Mithrigan.
Is this a good film?
Yeah, it was cunt. I loved it. It was
Fine.
dumb. It was so stupid.
Yeah, it looks stupid.
It's for me. I I love to go to the cinema. I went to the special screening of this.
Okay. Oh, no wonder you loved it. Did you get free popcorn?
I did.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, I like to go into movies and bring myself to that movie's level. I'm not going to go into Mithrigan 2.0 and go, cinema? That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a very stupid movie about a little dancing robot who claps back. And
This
that's exactly what I
trailer got a cheer I went and saw Sinners, and this trailer was beforehand, and it's an amazing trailer, and myself included were like, they cheered. I sort of clapped. There was audible reactions to how batshit this looks.
Yeah.
And I love the idea that with this film, they haven't just gone the way of a lot of these new horrors where people are like, we can cash in this horror for a few more films. They've gone Terminator 2, or they've gone, let's change the story a little bit here and let's make it what looked like a dark comedy action film.
Yeah.
And the second half of the trailer probably gave me too many details, but it was an action movie. Would you say a lot more than the first
Definitely.
film?
It's definitely more of an action movie than the first one. It's like
It's aliens to aliens.
Yes.
Well, it felt so like this is their Terminator 2.
Yeah.
In like,
Budget scale. all that
budget
kind of
scale,
stuff.
but also like it's also their Evil Dead 2 in a way, because like the first
Hell
one
yeah.
was very. The first one,
It's a proof of
there was
concept.
definitely some goof there, but this one they went, oh, we can be as ridiculous as we like because this is stupid,
Yeah.
and I respect that, and I liked
Totally.
it, and I
Yeah,
had a lot
yeah.
of fun.
I don't think anyone out there is going to be protective of the Megan Megaverse, the Mithrigaverse,
Yeah.
and go like, oh, you've ruined what this series could have been, because you're right. The initial premise was marketed on that dance and like the weird uncanniness of it. Like the virality of that is what launched that film into the zeitgeist. And this has gone, well, we just need to double down on that.
And frankly, what sets it apart, because it is a story that's being told a lot in the last decade and will continue to get told about AI gone wrong and the ramification. Like fucking Bicentennial Man and AI were telling the same story without the horror angle back then about what's
Robin Williams.
Yeah,
That was a horror film.
what's humanity's stake in all this, and it's like it's being told in an earnest way a lot. The piss take version of it is fun. And that first movie was great as a thriller.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed it. And next to, like, what's Jack Quaid's movie with...
Girlfriend thing.
Companion.
Yeah, because that was good
was
as
great.
well, but it was very self-serious.
That was very serious.
Where Megan, like, I think found its traction by being silly. So good on
Well,
her
that's
for
the
leaning
thing, is
into
like it's all round tongue in cheek, all round goofy, silly, haha, funny. But yeah, I think still touches on AI well. But like in more of like, it touches on AI just as much as Terminator 2 touches on AI. You know what I mean? Like it's at the end of the day, it's an action movie. It's Terminator 2 for girls.
It's also it's for everyone, but I'd say it's also
Terminator 2 is also for girls.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's also a fine line to walk to do that kind of dark action horror comedy. Like when you hit it right and you're in a busy cinema or seeing a film with a bunch of people at home, like getting that tone right of the levity within the darkness and bouncing back and forth is a really fun ride.
Yeah.
And it's not as easy as I think people often think. There's been a lot of schlocky horror recently that people are just like, let's just make it really naff and really schlocky and really and have some cheesy lines and people are gonna eat this up. It's like, no, do it well and get that energy that I felt in the cinema where everyone laughed at the trailer, and it's kind of goes a bit culty.
I think who you see it with is
Totally.
always
Yeah,
important
yeah.
with movies. My friend who I saw Mithrigan with saw the original Mithrigan 3 times in the cinema.
Good God.
They are the Mithrigan appreciator. So like I was in good company and we both had a whale of a time.
I didn't even realize the first one had a cinematic release. I
did.
thought it just did well enough on streamers to make it into cinema.
In a
'Cause, like,
28-part TikTok that I watched.
like nothing about this movie makes me want to pay $30 to go and see it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch it when it hits streaming, but I am seeing a lot of people saying, it's not doing well in the box office,
It's not.
which doesn't mean it's a bad film, but like there's been a shift in how people consume movies, and like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just like no way I would spend that money to go and see that in a cinema. It doesn't scream
At full price.
Come to the movies to watch me. It screams have fun on a Saturday.
Yeah,
night.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of movies be box office hits nowadays. I think there's going to be a lot more bombs.
I want to play
than not
you the
bombs.
trailer, and I reckon you would go like, "That feels like a bring me to the movie kind of trailer."
yeah.
But I agree with you. It's just I don't think the series. What am I trying to say? Is strong enough to be like it warrants you got to come and see the next Mithrigan film. Maybe the third one. Third one? There'll be a third one.
Oh, Mithrigan 3.
Just keep
Mithrigan 3.
Oh god.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Mithrigan Forgan.
Her name's Morgan now.
Megan.
Well, a good
That shit was tight.
It was good.
I love that movie.
So Peter went and saw Jurassic World Rebirth.
Afterbirth.
Loaded.
I saw
yo.
28 years later
Bleh.
that had some Afterbirth. You've seen the Rehearsal season 2. Would recommend and season 1.
Before or after birth?
I would just do season 2. I would think you need to start in season 2.
I will.
Yeah, I agree.
And something that's never been birthed but was built.
Mithrigan.
Mithrigan 2. Keep on Mithriganing.
Gross
BMac
segue.
really quickly in the chat made a very good point. Jermaine Clement is in Mithrigan 2. He's fucking fantastic.
When has he done any? Has he phoned in any performance? Never.
But like I feel like he's
so
rarely
shiny.
in stuff nowadays.
Shiny.
Very rarely.
He stepped
in
away
stuff.
a little bit, but
Yeah.
always nails it. Always nails that Men in Black villain he played. Fantastic. Very
Yeah,
good.
and he produced.
What we
he
do in
was
the
producing
shadows?
shows.
Oh,
Very good. That was on other screens.
Oh yeah, Nathan does get birthed in Rehearsal.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Coming up next is the post show. The post show is where we talk to the community, answer questions from Discord, and
Build a Bulbasaur.
build a
Speed-
Bulbasaur.
We're gonna
Oh, yeah.
speed build a Bulbasaur.
That doesn't take that long. Do you say Bulbasaur?
Yeah, probably.
Bulbasaur?
Oh
I didn't
my
know what you were
God.
talking about for a bit.
A baby saw?
Squabble.
It's like a dinosaur with a baby.
But baby,
I'm just saying shit.
Could just be
after
in a bubble.
birth.
Bing
That's
bong.
what the Pokeballs are for. We are also going to look at the creative tab on Discord. It's where we see some of the creative work that you guys do.
We look at
And
all of it.
We will look at all. We will look at all of it. But do we have something to show right now?
Show me to me.
Oh, yay, Princess Guns!
You
Which
look so
princess is
So
that?
pretty.
I'm Anna.
You look so submissive and
Am I
beautiful.
Anna or
Do you,
Tangle?
want, do you want to build a snowman?
Do I want to build a summit? Do you want to come and drive with me, Peter?
No.
I'll slam my foot on the floor.
Can you drive me, Peter?
It's a green light and it's time to go.
I'll sit in your car, but I'm not driving. To get access to the gold tier of Patreon, where you'll to get access, you need to join the gold tier of Patreon, where
That's
you
it.
also get access to any and all bonus content. That includes the full frontal playback gameplay videos earlier than the YouTube peasants get them, and all of the bonus episodes of Pocket Buds. You'll also get access to the quarterly town hall meetings in our Discord, where you can help shape the show, and you get the Pocketeer Discord role, which gives you access to the entire suite of channels in the Discord. Chloe, are you a gold tier on Patreon?
Oh.
This is awkward.
No.
You don't need to be, but what do? Do you earn enough money to sign up?
That's
Get your phone out.
crazy to
Get
say.
your phone- get
no,
your phone out.
So now-
no, I'm
Okay.
gonna. Here's my
Show us your bank.
Here's my Bulbasaur instead.
I'll take it. Thank you.
No, but that's
That gets you
mine.
1 month
Get it
of
back.
gold.
Get it back. What are you doing? What should people be looking out for?
Where can
from-
people
from
find
you?
Are you
and-
still posting Pokemon posts on like TikTok and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't stop.
Where do I find
No,
you?
stop, never stop.
You can zoom in.
You fucker! Change her name. Change her name.
Change my name right now.
It's Zoe with a 3.
It's Chloe with
Threegan.
Threegan. Chloe.
I've
Chloe-
broken all your
Zoe
brains.
3.
Keep
Zoe
going.
3.
You can do this.
I am online on TikTok as Chloe Appleby.
Yapple?
Good.
Yapple.
Love that.
So don't shut the fuck up.
Did I fucking stutter?
Instagram as just Google me and it'll come up. Instagram as well as Blue Sky and Twitter, and I'm on
Nice.
here as well, and I'm at Ruby's a lot sometimes.
And you're doing regular
Ruby's.
Pokepack
Find
unpackings?
Chloe at
Yeah.
Ruby's
Yeah.
house.
You can find Chloe hanging out with me. We're
Yeah.
just chilling.
but we're not
going to
tell you where that is.
Yeah. Go to the shop.
Yeah, I'm online opening packs, and also I posted a peek video, and I did I just do dumb shit online.
I don't follow anyone on TikTok because I don't use
No,
that
I know.
account.
I see you look at mine occasionally.
But occasionally, it's
Yeah.
like I'm doom scrolling through it,
Yeah.
and then someone comes up. I'm like, "That's Chloe," and it's
Yeah.
like I forget people
Why don't you
use
follow
it.
me back?
Uh,
It's you
Zoe
keep-
Appleby.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Good
At
friend.
Zoe
I'm a good
Appleby.
friend.
That's who I'm following.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on your 4th appearance. On your 5th.
Thank you. So I get a jacket.
You will be the first recipient
If
of
I
the
don't
back
get a
pocket.
jacket,
The idea was,
Who
we
do you
talked about
want
this.
to design it?
So I was thinking we would do a denim jacket, a denim pockety jacket, and you get your name emblazoned on it for the episode. You have to give it back to us.
Do I get a pocket?
You could do a pocket, and we'll do it on a denim jacket because denim's great.
And then on the back it says, "I'm 5."
Or what if we do it in those gold bejeweled things that you like right
Where's
now?
my mum? I'm five.
We
I'm
bedazzle.
5. Where's my mom?
Can it be cropped?
We'll do a bedazzled name on the back. No, it has to be shared with everyone else who comes on for the 5th
But
time.
everyone will love it cropped.
Okay, we'll get
Yeah.
a cropped one as well. Done.
Everyone on this show wants to look a little slutty.
Just a
Let's
bit
be
Yeah,
slutty.
Just
a
a
little
little bit
slutty.
slutty.
A tiny little bit
Yeah.
A
slutty.
little bit slutty.
All right,
Slutty.
one more appearance. If
All
you
right.
play your cards right.
Invite me back.
Pokemon cards.
That's what I meant.
That
We
is
have
our
fun.
show. Thank you everyone for tuning in, especially those of you at the who support us on Patreon. We couldn't make this show without you all. Please share the show with your friends and family and head to backpocket.gg for all of our links to our Discord, our socials, everything's there. We'll be back next week. For those of you at the gold tier and above, we'll see you right now in the post show. It's coming up.
This was a fun one.
This was a fun one.
Imagine if you said I hated you.
Tell a lie.
Oh, I look good in denim.
Tell a lie.
Xiao Hong Shu.
Tell a lie.
I'm not getting a jacket for my next appearance.
Tell a lie. I hate Scotty. Goodbye, everyone.
Oh my god.